So we're missing DD. Is he DD5F anymore, or is he just DD?
No.
I don't know. DD is the easy thing to say, so
yeah, he's missing anyway.
Yeah.
So we got Ceejaey.
Yeah, if that is his real name.
That's how we're going to pronounce it.
Yeah. There's pretty much no other way to do that.
Dude, that air shot was sick as.
Yeah. Man, that's going to be painful already. I can feel it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
The punts are going to be real.
So yeah, so people are like, "What's going on?" It's France versus Germany, and Wiethoofd hasn't added in this title the word "grand" to signify how grand this final is, because it is the grand final. Yes, it's the grand final. So this is the best of the best. Two best teams who come all this way. France versus Germany.
Germany, that's right.
And this is a kind of a surprise, isn't it? Because like France knocked out England, who everyone considered out and out favourites, because they were crowns +2.
Yeah.
Crowns are like the best in the world as of I-58, And Germany knocked out Sweden, who people thought again were going to be one of the strongest teams. So a bit of a surprise, I guess. That's going to be the third place playoff. Don't know when that's going to be.
Yeah, it was scheduled for today. Actually, it's been default win to England, so I guess it's not being played at all. So this will be all we get. It's just going to be the grand final to settle everything.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing, but oh well, what can you do? I will say about these two teams that are in the final, though, that it's the two teams that have kind of been practicing together a lot. Right? Like, I think a common factor that both of these teams share is that they haven't really been attending I-58. And I have a feeling that that's kind of a big part of why they've actually managed to beat out some of the favorites, just because they've actually been practicing for this and focused on this, whereas all the other teams had players attending I-58 and focusing on that.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I was going to say, I think the big difference in the semi-finals between the difference between England and Sweden and these two teams is the fact that these two teams have been scrimming a lot. I've seen Germany especially scrimming a lot on my friends list. I know France have been scrimming a lot as well as being a team that has been around for a long time together. They are basically the top 5 rocket roster, which has been around for the past 4 or 5 seasons, and won high last season. So this is essentially a premish roster that's been playing together in the Nations Cup. So if you enter a team like Full Tilt or Lego or any kind of Prem team into the Nations Cup, they're going to do well, because you've got that synergy, you've got that cohesion, you've got you don't need to learn tactics and spread them across different players, whereas other teams perhaps needed to teach other players adding onto their roster. I mean, you got players like I don't know, Iceland, for example. Right. You got some Mexican players like Hafikul and Ryder and people like that who've all been playing at a high level, except they've not been playing a team together. So I'm saying that might be a slight weakness for Germany, because not all of these players have played together for a long, long time. And contrary to what you said, Peter, Shockey and Bash were definitely at I-58, because I spent a long time talking to them. So
was Bash there? I didn't.
Bash was there. Bash was behind Shockey watching all of his games. So yes, he was. They were both there. Although they had some trouble, actually, some inside LAN drama.
Oh yeah,
everyone,
for sure.
Everyone
I heard
talks
something
about
his Shockey's setup.
Yeah, everyone talking about Banny and his broken keyboards and all that. Bash and Shockey lost. All of their stuff was lost.
Wow.
So when I saw them on the Thursday or the Friday, whenever it was, they had no gear, they had no clothes. They just only the stuff that they had on their back and in their hands. And it did get sorted out eventually, but they were, Shockey was he was asking me if he could borrow my mouse, if it was like a Zowie mouse. I was like, no, sorry. They were searching for people with mice. But yeah, who do you think's going to have the edge in this game?
I think France will have the edge just because I think they are more of a cohesive team, and also they kind of beat out the two favorites in my book, which was Denmark and then England. Especially England is very impressive and the huge favorite, and they beat that team out and looking pretty strong while doing so. You know, just a very strong team. I will say, like, we have a lot of Happy Farmers players in the German team as well. So, you know, it's not quite as many top 5 players in France, but it's still pretty close in that regard. So I don't think it's going to be like a one-sided game at all. I think it's going to be pretty close. And I think we're actually going live here. So if you have any final predictions, this would be the time.
At the start, people were talking about England and Sweden, and I said Germany was like one of the top 3 teams, and people laughed at me. So they laughed in my face, and I'm going to say Germany just for that reason, just so that I can prove all the doubters wrong. We got this mid-fight now. We're on process, and Brego is pretty weak.
Yeah, already he's in a bit of trouble, but so far there hasn't really been any kind of huge aggression coming out. Feeling trying to take the top here. Germany's actually playing the top quite aggressively, but here comes France with a big counter jump in, and they actually muscled everyone off the crates here. But Germany once again just taking the high ground. It's just switching sides so many times, and it looks like Germany has actually taken the initiative here, forcing France out of their own choke. Blitzo is very weak, but I think he will be able to get out there. Feeling might actually even chase them out.
Yeah, they're just pushing them. This is like a lot of aggression here, and they've just got this cap, and you can see Brego here. It's basically like it's almost this kind of roaming demo, which I think really suits Germany because Feeling likes a lot of heals on pocket, and he is the main caller, but he has gone down. So that's going to be a bit of a change in plan now as France start to move in. Callback with a big jump. Can he land on Menti? Oh my word! Menti down to 20 HP. He could have actually not used it, but he. You know, for the safety's sake, he had to use that, and that means there's 100% in the hands of France, and they're going to start walking this in through the choke, and leading in with Blitzo, who usually gets a lot of frags for the French. Ceejaey has to actually jump away there. They're just getting bullied out here, Germany, and France might not even need to use their Uber.
Yeah, there's a soldier in on them, and Medico does go down to Ceejaey, and Germany are just pushing in, and there's even a back cap going on. So that's why everyone was going backwards, and that was really well used there by Germany to actually move forward while everyone was walking backwards and looking behind them. And so this almost just turned out really well for Germany. They have a 50% Uber advantage. They don't have the Uber yet, but they are definitely looking to be in a strong position here. They are 2 players down though, so there's a small window here where France can actually cause a lot of trouble for Germany, and they are moving in through choke, but Blitzer goes down to Shocky, and the second soldier jumps in onto Menti, and he actually takes him down. So excellent work there by our jumping soldier core back, but I think the rest of the France team will just back out here.
Yeah, they forced the Uber, onto Ombrak early on. Big jump in from Ceejaey now. He's just going to try and get forward with Bash and Shocky, and Germany are just going to say we've got more players. Oh, big jump in! Blade denies the frag there, and huge pipes from Namtak takes down both Bash and Brego. And the cleaner comes in from the rest of the French players. Mendy has just spawned. Look at Feeling.
Oh yeah, he's hiding.
NPC.
Might be going
he's
for
going
the
to
back
try to go for the back cap.
Yeah, I like this. He could have also jumped into choke and tried to get a bunch of players, but there's a lot of time on this point, and he is so close to getting it. At the very least, he pulls people back. And Ceejaey actually might be jumping in. No, he jumps out again. That's the smart move for sure. So a nice try there by Feeling, but just barely gets overwhelmed. He died very quickly. But now France are moving in here. They have a full Uber advantage, and I think Ceejaey's just looking to jump in here and try to force him. But so far, he has not really found an opportunity and a hole in the French defense. And actually, a soldier jumps in there. That's Corback jumping in, try to get the medic. Doesn't quite get Menti. Menti survives with 60 HP.
Yeah, Menti at 50% Uber now, so Ombrak at 100%, he can afford to wait for Corback to respawn and then push in, and they're still going to have, it's going to be very, very close, but it's going to be extremely close. It's at 75% now, so if they don't move quickly, they're going to give up this Uber advantage.
They are not moving quickly
They're
at
not
all.
moving, they're not moving.
Yeah, they're just standing there, so... I think we saw this the last time we actually saw France play against England, where France would just waste Uber advantages like this, where they're just comfortable just waiting it out and going sniper. Even
I don't agree with that. I mean, they had a huge... I mean, look at Shocky. He's underneath. He's on Spy.
Yeah, he's taking his time for sure. It's going to be a while before Shocky's in any kind of position to do anything. But Blitzo's lining up his shots here. We can see the medic through the walls here. But I think he is safely hit behind that big old pillar. Kind of the classic medic position right here. for Menti. It's definitely the place I like to hold as a medic when I know there's a sniper. It's such a hard place to actually get picked as a medic. But the dispenser goes down.
Oh, sorry, they found the spy. Shocky uncloaked there, and Namtak just flipped around 180, like shooting stickies in his directions. The spy was caught. No spy frag for him, and maybe France are going to start moving there. They're taking the lobby, and they've actually taken down Feeling. He's traded for Blitzo.
Yeah, 2 people down for Germany. Shocky just spawned now. But France definitely, they're making some moves here, and there's a soldier being stickied in. And oh, Umbrak goes down to a nice snipe there. So this ended in tears for France. They were just too slow here. Menti with the full Uber advantage, and I can't imagine a world where we don't see a push-up.
Yeah, Germany already all over the second point. There's nobody in France here to even close to defend. Namtak just launches himself out of there. And Menti didn't even have to use his Uber on that last shot. Oh, but look, Spy, Blitzo Spy, he gets caught. Brego, no! Brego, what are you doing? That should have been called. Oh my word, Blitzo gets a gift of a backstab there, straight onto Brego. Demo down for Germany, and the Uber was used in all of that chaos. And in comes soldiers for France. Medico gets some decent damage down, but Namtak is very weak, and that's a back off there, but that's going to be infuriating for Germany. That spy, I'm sure Ceejaey looked at the spy and knew that he was
shooting at him and missing him badly, and then he fell down like an idiot, and then apparently he didn't call it either, and then Brego got stabbed, and apparently also Brego was stuck on FAL 75. We were talking a little bit about it before the game started, but I don't know if you were actually there. I don't remember if the stream was on, but basically Brego's computer exploded and he had to reinstall TF2 on a laptop, and apparently one of the things he forgot about was the FOV.
Yeah, because I remember in the semi-final Germany had they had Ash playing demo, didn't they? So
did they?
Yes, they did, because I remember asking why, and they didn't have Feeling for the first game. They had, trying to rack my brains now. Oh, as a German soldier, obviously. They had somebody else playing soldier, and Feeling came in after the first map. So Germany lost the first map to Sweden. Feeling came in, and then they won the next 2. I cannot remember for the life of me who played in that first map. But yes, Brego was missing for the entire time, and it was in fact Ash playing, as France are just being bullied out here. They just worse Uber trade, and look how far forward Feeling is. He's just taking all of the heals and just slamming damage down. And then Brego, who's just been out of the fight, comes in and is able to clean up Blade there. So it's just this kind of, the combo just works for Germany at the moment. And,
yeah, it's this very good dynamic where you just have this giant meat sponge or damage sponge in Feeling, and then people just come in after they've spent all their ammo on Feeling. There we go, Germany, they're pushing in very aggressively. Korvac, however, comes in, takes down Shocky and does a lot of damage onto the combo of Germany. I think Germany will have to back out here. There still might be people in PC. Actually, Ceejaey goes down, so much for that. So Germany, they're holding back here on middle, and I think they will be able to hold it. It's going to be very uncomfortable for France to actually push, but never mind that. Ubers have actually been forced here, and I don't think Germany is in any position to go forward, so they will go back. And now they have the better spawns coming in here, but Brego gets completely caught out. That was some poor positioning, and France there are not letting up.
No, Brego had like an interesting idea there. He got a lot of damage down onto the combo of France, but he had no support from the rest of the team to kind of clean up on those kills. So that damage just got healed up, and it was not his fault, but it was used because of him. He went down to pretty low health, but Shocky is just cleaning up. He's got a 3k right now. Can he continue? Bash is chasing the combo out of choke right now, and it's just Umbrak and Korvac trying to stay alive, getting out there on second. Ceejaey is going to jump forward, try and cut them off. Shocky is actually going to chase through one. Can he do it? He's got 1 meat shot onto Umbrak. No, that can't. Medico finishes him off. But that just looks to be France winning there, and then Shocky just, just turns up and bosh, bosh, bosh.
Yeah,
Germany in the advantage.
Yeah, getting that 3k was really, really huge for Germany. He even tried to, go full on insane and get the medic there. Didn't quite succeed. He was in like a tiny corridor, and soldiers will just bounce you around all day when that happens. So now it's even Uber advantage. Shocky has gone spy. Once again, let's hope he's more successful this time around. I think he's on the cloak and dagger, so this could be a longer play. Yeah, here we go. So Shocky once again just sitting in a corner, and now Germany will just wait it out. It seems to be a trend in European TF2 these days. Just to go spy and play it really, really slowly.
Ooh, so close to Umbrak, just nudging him there. I know. I mean, it just seems to be more of the meta that you can just have a spy, and I think France is starting to suspect it now. They're just shooting around. So that's the thing. Like the amount of spy we've seen, and then Shocky goes for a cheeky uncloak and gets caught. Just we've seen in this Nations Cup. We've seen it. Last season we've seen it in I-58. There's a lot of spy plays, and I just think it's a low risk, high reward play. As Korbak jumps in, he gets a nice double jump there. He forces Menti. Lands that second rocket. Menti down to 30 HP, and Germany going to try and maybe get a counter force here, but it's not going to work. But I don't know what you think, Peter. I just think low risk, high reward. I mean, the worst thing is you lose a player, and as long as the rest of your players are passive and don't die, the big thing is you can get a med drop. But I think with this fact, it's like a lot of people are expecting now.
Yeah, and Medico jumps in and takes down Feeling, and Menti is completely caught out as well by Medico. Medico did not play against England, I don't believe. And Medico is definitely turning up here, getting a nice 3k. Oh no, wait, that was actually Korbak finishing it off here. Shocky's still around though. Actually takes down Blitzo. Some nice DM there from Shocky, just runs in and causes some chaos, but it will not be enough. A pretty clean recap here coming out for France. They used their Uber, but they took down Menti. So they are all set to take middle here, as they will just roll in completely uncontested.
The Medico Korbak kind of soldier combo on France, I think, has been the best kind of soldier combo so far in this Nations Cup. They just have this coordination between the two of them, where they both go in together and they get these forces, they get this damage in, they get the frags. Medico regularly top damaging in the games, and Namtak just kind of getting this, getting the pocket, kind of pocket roll.
Yeah, there's two German players on middle here. It looks like they have been fought off here, but it did actually cause France to go back. They were pushing through PC, but now they're going to go through choke, and they will have a smaller Uber advantage than they had before. That Germany made that move to go behind. So a pretty good move. It didn't cause anything directly, but indirectly might be really good. Looks like Germany will just back off here, but they will get the Uber for last.
Yeah, it's bought them time for that Uber, whereas it was a 50% difference, and now it's equal Ubers. So sure, they've given up a couple of points, but they've managed to get all 6 of their players up on last. Shocky on the sniper. We'll see if he can get any clutch picks onto Umbrak like he did last time, but Bash's sentry has gone down straight away. So Bash sticking on the NG, going to try and rebuild something now. But with no scouts, it's going to be slightly difficult to push up. But France have already taken this lobby. They take down Feeling, who is, as you said, that meat shield. And Brego has also gone down. Blitzo just Wing in. The Uber is used. Takes down that sentry. Menti finally uses it. But he's dropped 2 players already. And this could either go very well or very bad.
He's actually just, I don't know. This is some kind of class abuse where you just have... Like, if your demo dies, you just have someone else go demo. That's pretty cute. In the end, though, it doesn't quite work out. A really strong push there by France. Just Blitzo opening it up, and then the rest of his team following up. So that makes it 1-0 to France. In a pretty long round, like 13 minutes long. So Namtek beefs his rollout.
Yeah, it's 17 minutes to go. We still got well over half the map to go. Namtak much slower to mid, but Korbak is there. He's going to try to jump onto Brego. Lands a nice rocket. And Brego, he's extremely weak. He gets finished off by Namtak, who's actually dominating the opposing team. Now, big jump in from Ceejaey now. He gets a lot of damage down onto Namtak, but he can't finish him off. Blade, also taking down Shocky. And Germany just have to get out of there. Only 3 players left alive. They need to preserve that medic. Peter, as France are already on second.
Yeah, once again, Germany just giving up second. It's not quite the same situation as before, even though it looks kind of similar. They were definitely not in a position to hold second in any capacity here. So once again, they'll put up a sentry, have Shocky on sniper, and then just prepare to set up for the last defense with a full Uber. And France, once again, will going through the right side. Korbak has taken quite a lot of damage, but France, they're so far in, and they still haven't popped their Uber. And look at this, finally they pop it off. Medico goes down to like 30 HP. But Blitzer goes down, so I think this will be a fail push coming in from France, and they are just scrambling to escape this area. But, I don't know, Medico actually in onto the medic here. Menti's on 30 HP, but he does eventually get out, and it's a full wipe for France. They didn't get a single German player on that push. So, great hold there by Germany.
It's like, do you call that like a perfect wipe? I mean, you know, Germany not losing a single player. They're actually spawn camping on mid right now. Blitzer on the sniper, but gets taken down by the quickie bomb launcher from Brego. And yeah, really strong there by Germany. They do have a bit of an Uber advantage, and we'll see if they kind of... We saw France when they were pushing onto second last time on the previous round. They were kind of, I don't know, hesitant to move on an advantage. So I'll be wondering if Germany actually take on this kind of 40% advantage and do something with it.
Yeah, I believe so. Like, they're definitely moving in as if they have the Uber already, right? Like, they are basically just not quite faking it, but they're just acting like they're going to get the Uber and just not worrying about it. Like, look how far in they are already, and they don't have the Uber, but they want to push on the dot here. And there we go. They go in through the left side here, which is basically the worst place you can push, but it's kind of faster, so if you have an Uber, you can get away with it. And here we go. They're in. Take down the sentry right away. They're playing pretty close to the point, and they're putting time onto it, so it's perfectly executed so far, but 3 of them go down in quick succession, and all of a sudden, this push, which I thought was looking actually pretty good, just turns to ashes.
Well, it's like you said, pushing in from that lower side. It's good if the combo is holding on that side, and you can just contest them and just demolish them. But if there's a sentry on the far side, then you're going to have a little bit of trouble, because you need to take down that sentry before anyone can contest the point. Germany's Uber just ran out by the time...
Ceejaey's in onto... the Spire here. Germany is contesting it really aggressively, and they do get the Uber out of France, but Menti needs to escape for that to be worth it, and he does not even close actually. And I think they're just gonna have to settle for having a scout onto the medic here, but no, gets taken down. So Umbrecht survives. So completely disastrous V-push there by Germany, and they might even lose their demo here as well. Looks like Baker barely gets saved from Korbach. But France, they're not going to stop.
No, it's Medico once again. He just leads the charge. He gets so much damage down, and either he gets the kills or his team just follow up and clean up on the kills. He really is kind of almost the playmaker for France, I feel. You know, him and Korbach, just the synchronicity with the bombs, it's just insane. And then where you can just pump the heals on your demo, and you can follow up. So we've seen just this entire 2-point swing, or 3-point swing I should say, from second of France, the failed last push coming out of Germany, and now we're seeing if France can take their Uber advantage to break down Germany, who've also got a sentry in a similar position. So we'll see how they tackle it, whether they go for a different push.
Yeah, but they drop Medico right away. That's pretty bad. Now they pop the Uber in a pretty poor position. They got juggled a little bit. They will take down the sentry, obviously, but they get the sentry and then they have to retreat. So a really poor push. They're dropping Medico, taking him out. I do like the place that they went in from, but dropping a fully buffed soldier in the beginning of an Uber will not help you.
No, and now we're going to be seeing if Germany decided they're going to push out with this advantage. They're at 90% on break, down on 40, and France just, they're just playing passive. But they're not going to make it easy for Germany to get it out as they do come in through door number 1. Menti gets destroyed. The Sinks rockets coming in from Medico, and he actually survives. Was it Medico or Korbach? I'm not sure who it was. It was one of the soldiers. Just brilliant bomb there. Menti didn't even have his Uber just yet. I think it was at 95%. I'm not sure if that was a drop or not.
Same result, really. It doesn't make too much of a difference. Either way, he died, and now he's dead and doesn't have an Uber. Once again, there's a sentry for them to deal with. They do deal with it pretty quickly. In France, they go in through the right side there. They're milking the Uber really well, and now they pop it off, and they are so far in that this is just looking extremely difficult for Germany to hold, because they are just getting spawn camped at this point. But they do get to the point, and they are running the Vaccinator, which is absorbing a ton of damage. And look at this, the Vaccinator doing so much work. Medico is hiding up there, and there we go, feeling with a nice rocket, takes down Medico, who was bombing for the medic. And Meti's just
5-10 seconds ago, you would not order just the amount of cap time France had there. That just shows how strong this Vaccinator is. On these last holds, getting that Vaccinator bubble up and just keeping someone buffed, it's just powerful. And then Bash just gunning everyone down there. That was great play, but the body shot from Blitzo takes down Menti, and it's totally swung into France's favour. Once again, they do have an Uber advantage, and Germany are going to have to, their tails between their legs, run away. But Ceejaey is hiding. You might actually catch up Medico all here.
Good news for France is that the Uber is still pretty far away, but they just lost Ceejaey as well.
If Ceejaey had waited 3 seconds, 2 seconds, he could have at least got Medico there. But he opted to try to go for the fully buffed soldier, which didn't work out too well. So just a little bit of timing, maybe jumping the gun there, but don't know. I mean, Menti's on the vaccinator again, Beta. What do you think it's going to be
I
as
almost-
effective?
I don't know. I almost feel like that's not necessary because this is the kind of advantage that France has been throwing away consistently. Oh, never mind. He forgot about the bullet resistance right there. That would have saved him, but nope. Blitzer takes him down, and it doesn't matter what kind of medigun you have when you're dead. And the Uber in here, they've taken down 2 players already. This could be it. That France finally gets a push, but Brago going absolutely huge with just pipes and stickies, and look at that. Now it's just a heavy up, and yeah, this is not going to work out for France at all. I can't believe that. Like, Germany, they're so good at holding last. Like, it just doesn't seem to matter what France does. Just at some point, Germany will just manage to claw their way back and hold last.
Menti's actually getting caught out here. Gets pistoled down by Blitzo. And just not... he pushed out with feeling there. And... yeah, maybe needed to wait for the rest of his team to come with him. But there was a moment there where there were 3 France players on the final point, Beta, and they were being Ubered. And one of them was capping while the other soldier was, doing the damage, blocking players off. Right. And Ombrak flashed the other soldier, so the cap time stopped. And then they moved away from the point. And Brego hadn't got any sticks on that. I'm not quite sure why they moved away from the point. They could have capped that out if they just stood there. So maybe that was a point where you should have just gone for the point instead of opting for the frags. I don't know. But we do see France with once again an Uber advantage. 100% against the vaccinator, and he's got bullet resistance this time, so no cheeky headshots. Yeah, he learned.
Always keep it on bullet resistance until you know, otherwise, right? Like, the default should always be bullet, because then you can switch to explosive by 1 click. But either way, they're actually going to move into lobby here. Like, they're just even popping off some bubbles here just in case. And there's actually a really aggressive drop in here. I think that was just a suicide. Yeah, that wasn't a push at all. They just used the bubble to allow Phoenix to get in as far as possible. But Brago actually goes down, so no stickies onto the point. There's still some vaccinated bubbles going around. So they need to either take down Menti or focus or back off and then push back in. But looks like they have backed off, and now it is on them to push in. But everyone from France is just so bunched up right here. If any explosive class comes in, they will just get demolished. But so far it's actually working out for them.
There's so much cap time on the point. Menti's going to stand on there with blast resistance. It's launched off, and it is 2-0. I was going to say, Menti they're doing a brilliant job with those bubbles, just putting them on the right players at the right times, and he's just dodging all the rockets while he had bullet resistance on. It was brilliant, and that's just unfortunate there. He, as a medic, if you've got blast resistance on, you can just stop that cap and not take any damage from the splash, but unfortunately gets juggled off. 2-0. 8 minutes to go, Beta, and this is looking very, very strong for France.
Yeah, let's see. These mid, they have been pretty close so far. Germany, I think, have won, looked better overall, but so far it's very even. I think France has taken less damage overall, and they have the high ground. So it looks like Germany will just have to back off and choke right here. There's still some scouts being very aggressive onto Namtak, but they didn't quite kill him. And I think that should just be their signal to get out. But they are not listening to me. They are being very aggressive. Kovac actually goes down to Menti, but Menti actually he has the Uber now, but I do think Germany should have gotten out earlier.
Yeah, they lose Brego quite late on, so they've got no demo for this Spire hold. That's going to make it slightly more difficult. People can just walk in through that choke now without taking too much spam, and Feeling is just taking so much damage. Oh no! Menti goes to follow his pocket and takes this strayest pipe. It just comes out of nowhere from Namtak. That is a drop. And Ombrak with 100%. Shocky doing his best to try and force him. Ombrak down to less than 90 HP. But Shocky does get finished off. Bash gets piped as well. Brego is also going to get cleaned up. And Germany are worried here. Ombrak serves one of the rockets. He misses the air shot from Feeling. And Germany just throwing their players in one by one. And this is pretty much France's round to throw at the moment.
Yeah, and they're just going to go straight for the point here. Now second has been capped, and they're just putting time on it immediately. Menti actually gets a saw there, but it's not going to be enough. So just very clean play here from France. Finally we saw people go in through the bottom left in a situation where it made absolute perfect sense and it was perfectly executed. It was just the faster route and there was nothing to contest them. So in that situation, it's perfect. Let's see if Germany can correct their mid here. Last mid was kind of sketchy for them.
Yeah, just over 6 minutes to go. It is still possible, a couple of 2-minute rounds. Big jump in from Ceejaey. Gets a great rocket onto Namtak, just forces him back towards that choke. And Germany really do need an aggressive, strong mid here. Feeling getting a lot of damage down onto Callback. But it is Blade who takes down Ceejaey. Big jump in from Feeling now, just trying to get the attention onto him. He jumps towards the combat, but Germany just bleeding players, and it is just Brego and Menti alive. And they're going to be careful as they're being chased by Medico and Blitzo. And if they die here, I would say that it's pretty much over. As Medico lands that direct. Great shot by him, and that is pretty much a wipe. Ceejaey is a respawner, and I don't want to be too early, Beta, but I think that's map.
It's definitely going to be very difficult for Germany to come back from this. They do have Shocky on Spy, so if magic is to happen, this is a pretty good way of trying to initiate any kind of thing. But he's kind of in a hurry here. France, they could even just not push and take their time, but I think they will push with this 100% Uber advantage.
Well, if they see Menti using the vaccinator, then they may just say, well, they're not going to push out with the vaccinator. We don't need to push. We can just chill. And Shocky on the Spy, France probably expecting it. I mean, Blade is...
Yeah, they're so close to hitting him with those shots. Like, they literally just shot, like, around him. Like, one to the left of him, one above him, and then one to the right of him, I think. That's what it looked like on my screen either way. Shocky has uncloaked now. He's actually going to go for the back cap.
Menti dies! He takes so much damage, and then finally gets cleaned up there by Blitzo. He's on a 3k. And Germany, with only 3 players left alive. They do have a Pyro defending the Sentry. But France probably just going to flood into this point and take it 4-0. With 4 minutes left to go, I think this is just damage limitation now from Germany. They don't want to get 5-0'd heading into the second map. I'm sure they want to get some rounds on the board just for morale and just, keep the momentum up, because there's no way of them winning this map now.
Yeah, there's basically 2 ways of looking at this. Like, some teams just say, let's just throw the last round so we can get it on. So we can move on. And then other teams will go, no, let's get some momentum going here. We'll see what kind of team Germany is. It looks like they're playing this mid straight. So they are not just getting it over with. They want some momentum going in here. Medico actually takes a ton of damage. And France... It's still pretty even, but France are taking so much more damage and they are getting pushed out from choke. Brego does go down to Blitzo at the tail end of this mid, but I think, he will eventually get taken down. Korvac does... No, Umbrak. Why do they all end on, like, Ak? These French guys. I will never know. So confusing to me.
Umbrak and Korvac, dude. Someone said it sounds like a kid's show.
Yeah,
Umbrak and Korvac.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, France are trying to defend this. They do have the Uber, and actually Menti is only at 85%, so he needs to be careful he doesn't get caught out here before getting his Uber. And France are just defending it, and Germany, because they don't have the Uber, are just getting bullied out. Shocky at a risk of dying here, both players just trying to chase him down, but nobody dies. And I don't know if it's me or the server lagging, but things are stuttering. As the Uber does come in, Namtek gets focused, but then gets used on with the Uber there. Umbrak just flashing Medico to keep him alive. Germany just keeping it all on Feeling. He does get taken down.
Yeah, Feeling died immediately after his Uber wore out, just from standing on top of stickies. So just not quite good enough awareness there from Feeling. Gets taken down. Namtek gets saved by some arrows. So everything's just going France's way. Like, Medico is walking around on 8 HP. Menti's on 30. Does survive. But this is still looking so... like, this must be annoying for Germany, right? Because, they're no longer worried about, like, can we get around? Can we win? That's not really the issue here. The issue is they want to play well, and Menti, once again, eats a pipe. That's unfortunate. Menti has had a really bad map. Like, he's been picked off so many times, he's dropped a couple of times. So, this would just be a good time for him to just really step it up and have some good experiences in this map to just get into the right mindset before going in. But Brego actually goes down. So that's
nice
not
surf by Umbrak, as he got jumped and launched, and he just kind of did a little surf around on the crates to keep himself alive. Feeling basically hitting the skybox there. Will be lucky to stay alive. Menti trying his best, but Germany just kind of losing players one by one here. I think France are moving as a unit, and Germany aren't, and that's what's happening. They're just picking off players. Like, if you pick off one player, then you can just isolate the next player who's playing by themselves, and then just move out and cause problems. As France are basically in last already, and Germany are just so scattered.
Yeah, they do have a Pyro though, and there's a lot of French players behind. They do come in with Uber now, but they're pushing 3 against 5, and Ceejaey with a nice little air rocket there takes him down. So a very let's just say, rushed push, optimistic push. I don't think they would have made this if it was a close game. But, you know, it's kind of fine. Germany will be able to recap this and maybe even get middle. I'm sure they want middle. I know whenever I play mixes, we always say, like, if we have mid at the end of the game, that means we won. No matter what.
Yeah, although Menti there getting caught out as Blitzo just walks forward and gets 2 kills. And this is what I mean. I just think, you know, Germany moving forward there, they didn't have enough players to keep their med alive. And, you know, if your medic's dying, then, you know, sometimes, okay, the natural thing is, oh, the medic's playing badly or whatever. But sometimes you have to look at, well, is he being protected by his team well enough? And I just think at the moment, feeling is the pocket for Germany. Brego is not really sticking too close. He's doing his thing we saw in Prem last season, where he just kind of roams around a bit, and everybody else on the team is just kind of doing their own thing, as it is going to be a 5-0. And that is a whitewash in the first map.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, this was definitely a bad game for Menti, but you can't just put it all on Menti, right? Like, it's a team effort, you know, so, like, his team is letting him down, or the flank is not being watched and people going behind, or there's a soldier jumps in and the puck doesn't kill him in time, or he doesn't connect up properly with his team, or he drops stupidly. You know, there's a lot of different things going on. But the bottom line is that Menti died a lot, and he dropped 2 or 3 times. I want to say maybe one of those drops is like a vaccinator drop or something, but... yeah, just overall, Germany definitely need to get their medic protected and play around him more, and just make sure that he doesn't get picked off and is out of position as much as he has been.
I mean, yeah, looking at the logs, you can see the difference there with Menti dying 14 times compared to Ombrak's 4. Ombrak did drop once, and Menti there with 3, which he said I think 1 or 2 of those was, you know, vaccinator or something like that. But you can just see kind of the effect that, you know, Blitzo there, you know, as I pointed out at the start of the cast, always seems to get a lot of frags. He's just there on the cleanup. And then just behind him, you can see there Callback and Medico. 23 and 20 frags apiece. Medico top damaging for the French with just, 333 a minute. Only actually got out damaged on the server by Feeling. And when you consider the amount of heals he gets in comparison to Feeling, you know, Feeling is the pocket, 35% heals. Medico is, you know, down on 26. He plays less of a pocket role, more roamer, whereas Namtag is the one who gets the most heals on demo. It's just kind of, I don't know whether Germany play more passive and wait for those soldier bombs, deal with the soldier bombs, and use that man advantage to do something with it, because at the moment the French soldiers are just kind of ruling the game.
Yeah, Korvac on 23 kills and 17 deaths as a roamer is really good, especially on Process, I think. Process has a tendency to be really bad for soldiers because there's a lot of stalemates, and then like there's just a soldier jumping in and you just have a terrible KD. Happens all the time. And it just feels like one of those really quite bad maps for a soldier. Of course, Snakewater is not much better. It's a bit different, but it's also a pretty strong scout map because of how open and like wide it is. So maybe Bass and Shocky will be able to shut down Korvac a little bit more on this mid and map in general. I'm not sure, but I definitely think that's going to be one of the key components for Germany to have any kind of success in this game, because I don't think the French scouts have really been like the problem for Germany. Like the French scouts, they've been good, but it hasn't really been what's been pushing it over the edge for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, and they just need to kind of counter the style that the French are giving at the moment. I mean, when you look at the experience of the players on the German team, I mean, looking at the two nations as a whole, like France have never won a Sixes Nations Cup, and I'm not sure if they've won a French one either. A Highlander one either. It's irrelevant, but I suppose you know, these players for the French team are kind of new, and if they win this Nations Cup, then you know it's going to be the first time their countries have done it. Whereas Germany, they won the 4th one a couple of years ago, and you know, players like Bash and Shocky have played at the very highest level. They've won international lands, you know, and
Right.
you know, the entire team is just like it's just experienced in, you know, in Prem, you know, Brego and Feeling. And, you know, Menti has played in, you know, he's a high player as well. So it's not as if he's just a random. He's played in high as a medic. So it's like you have that kind of experience, and that's where the experience needs to show now. They need to pull it around and say, okay, that first map was a one-off. Now let's win the next one. And if they let the previous, I mean, I'm sure they can, because that's what they did against Sweden. They got demolished. Yeah. Was it 6-1 on the first map? And then they came out. It was something like 6-1, I believe, and it looked like Sweden were just going to destroy them. And then they turned it around, and they just said, right, second map, third map, and they went on to win. So I'm sure Germany can find a way back into this, but they need to find a way to stop France doing what they're doing, because Germany have been able to push quite a lot, and France have been able to quite simply counter it. So to not get a round on the board, despite having the game Germany did, is going to be quite disappointing for them.
Absolutely, and I do trust that with those really experienced players at the helm, Germany will be able to calm down. But it might also just start going to France's head right now, right? Like one of the scariest things in the world is winning. Sometimes it can feel like, right? Like it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna win this. What do I do? I just have to not fuck up. I can't fuck up. Fuck. What do I do? And then you panic, right? And you just have to make sure that doesn't happen to you. And this is a pretty young French team overall. It's not the old French guard with the l'avant-garde Deep Blue One or whatever it was called, right? With basically the tech crew. This is kind of
tech, Flippy, Pla, all of the old school Frenchies.
Yeah. So this is pretty much the new guard here. So far, they're doing very well. They've been very impressive, and we have gone live here. So while I do think France are still the favorites here, I am definitely rooting for Germany the entire time. So I don't know who you're actually rooting for, but I don't know. Geographically speaking, I guess France would make sense for you.
Yeah, I'm saying Germany still. I'm still saying Germany because I said at the start, I said they could be a strong team. And Ceejaey getting a pickaxe kill into the face of Blade. So 3 down for France at the moment. And if Germany move together as a unit, they should be able to take this. Look at Bash and Shockey, just their positioning, and the French just seemed not scared. Or maybe that's not the right word, but Shockey at the top there, no one could contest him. And Germany win that quite comfortably in the end. But Umbrak getting out does mean he has 100% Uber. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm just entertaining and just enjoying the spectacle. But I did say Germany would be a contender, and people called me dumb. So if Germany went on to win it, then I could say, I'm not dumb. You're dumb.
Yeah, I told you so. It's a nice little deny air shot there by Feeling. Really messes up Medico there, and the German Uber will be way better. So now the French team is just scattering. It looks like Umbrak is linked up to Blitzo. But look at this, Feeling is way behind. He's going for the Meg, and he actually gets Umbrak. That's an amazing play by Feeling. He went in through the left side and jumped all the way over to the right side in behind and then got him. Blade is onto the medic here though, and looks like he's going to get the health from Core back. But Blade, he's so weak. This one scout, now it's actually 2 scouts just fighting the little hearts out, trying to just save the point and their medic. And so far, it looks like it's working. Scouts are really scary combat classes once you think about it. There we go.
It's not 2 scouts with the medic is scary enough, but when it's Bash and Shockey, then like Bash was just there fighting Korvac, and then Shockey just appeared out of nowhere. It was just like peekaboo and just slammed Blade. So that was just well played by Germany all the way throughout. Shockey there with 14 points, double anyone else.
Wow, yeah.
France a little bit shell-shocked, but I mean it's a new mid. Germany are going to be happy they got a round on the board, but France will be looking to have a much better mid than they did in the previous round.
A pain-free round for Germany. That's exactly what they needed, because they really had trouble. They had some good rounds basically last time, but then they failed their last push, and it was kind of frustrating for them. But this should be a breath of fresh air for them. So now we're going into this mid. Both German soldiers jump in at the same time. They're kind of still a little bit scatterbrained, jumping different directions. But Blitzo tried to go up top, but gets completely denied by a crisp rocket there. But all of a sudden, it's just the Germans going down to the rockets of France. And oh my god, Korvac with a nice air shot there onto Ceejaey. And now the rest of Germany will just
Medic
have
is
to
on the
get
chase. Medic is on the chase. Can he? Feeling needs to protect his medic. Menti with the serve. Oh, the shot. Menti craters. Oh, that's going to be heartbreaking there. He did as best as he could given the circumstances. Feeling so weak. Surely going to get caught out here. He does eventually. Shockey trades for it though. But Umbrak 100% there. I just think, I don't know, France just looks so much more assured on the mid-fight. They just seemed to know what they were doing. They were just playing it slow. And Germany just couldn't get the aggression across. And we do see a sentry out from Ceejaey this time. So he's going to be the one switching off to Engineer to get that sentry up. And a heavy on Bash. And Menti on the Vaccinator. So they're staying for a while, Beta. They're not moving out anytime soon.
Yeah. This is pretty notoriously hard to push last point. And Germany, they are definitely pulling out all the stops here. And France, they are taking their time. And Korbek actually goes down to Shockey. So that's actually a really important pick here. And there's like Vaccinators, there's Heavy, there's Snipers, there's NGs. Just everything that Germany can possibly think of to increase their odds here. And Menti's actually at 100% Vaccinator Uber. I feel he's probably regretting not just going normal Uber at this point, because of how slow France was. And just another situation where France throws away their big Uber advantage.
Yeah, I think on this map, especially the fact that they got a Sniper, a Heavy, and an NG, they could have assumed that they would slow down France a little bit. And I agree, going on to Uber may have been a decent idea, because they would have had 100% right now.
You might just be thinking of changing at some point, because, okay, maybe if France is just not pushing and just going to go like a slow sniper or spy play or something, he will have time to build Uber. And like France, they don't know that he's going to change, right? So I think Menti is definitely thinking about just changing. But we'll see what he does.
I think they're just going to be happy to sit back and, if they can just deny the French Uber and kill Umbrak, then Menti can just switch in spawn once the fight's over. That's not too much of an issue as Medico goes down again. So this is good for Germany. They're just kind of stalling out the time here, and France, they're just playing it patient. They're not throwing players in, they're not throwing bodies in, but I wouldn't be surprised if they start to send in someone like Medico and Callback to maybe try and get a force or something like that, knowing that Germany are going to try to push out.
They've seen the Vaccinator now, and the thing is, you can't force a Vaccinator medic by jumping people in, but Menti will just overextend on his own. So there we go. Blitzer takes down both of them in coordination with the rest of his team. And France, they know where the sentry is, and it's just going to get taken down really quickly. So yeah, Menti just not changing. They're really coming back to haunt him as France takes this last point and makes it 1-1.
It's like if you have Uber and the enemy team is running crits, and you when you find out they're running crits, you're like, okay, well, we have Uber, they can't hurt us if we're invincible, even if they have got crits. So you just kind of plow into them. And I think that was the moment there we saw France realise it, and they were like, okay, let's just stroll right into them. And then they just take down Menti and Feeling, and that just kind of opened the doors for them. So new mid-fight here. Braga taking a fat sticky from Namtag there early on. Shockey getting aggressive, just pistoling Namtag down, just forcing him back physically there. And a big jump in from Feeling now. Ceejaey's going in as well. Gets a lot of damage down, takes down Medico. And then also Callback going down as well. Feeling still alive. Surely going to get finished off here. Oh, that pipe from Namtag does kill the German pocket, but they do win the mid-fight regardless. Almost exactly like the first mid-fight beta, where they killed 3 and lost 2. And, cap the midpoint.
Yeah, great double soldier aggression coming in from Germany. It's just like they jump in one soldier and then a second soldier, almost like a half a second later, and then the scouts go in from top, and then the scouts are just parked up on the top ground, and the demo doesn't have any ammo to spam them down, and then dealing with a scout on high ground is just so difficult. And then Germany just take it easily. So here we go. It's even Ubers. Germany, they might try to send in a Suicider. Feelings in very aggressively. They're pushing back a soldier. So they're just making space for themselves on the left side. But I'm not sure if it's this big distraction for Ceejaey, who's on the right side, or if it's just because they want to actually genuinely push. Looks like so far it was actually just a distraction, but Ceejaey's got shut down by Medico, I think it was. So we're just left kind of in the same situation. Feeling once again being very aggressive. Shockey gets the kill. Feeling does get taken down by Blitzer.
Oh, they get 2. They've taken down Blitzer and Callback, so that's 2 down for France. Bash is still in. He's going to die though, so I think that's going to stunt anything from Germany coming out, as they do take down the sentry, but probably means absolutely nothing, as it's basically 4v4 for a second.
I really like that push by Germany, but then I also don't like how they didn't follow up on it. Like, once they have 2 picks, just go in and exchange Uber. You know, but they just kind of backed off and didn't commit fully to it. We have Ceejaey in behind the truck. Yeah, he gets taken down. Once again, kind of hung out to dry with the rest of his team. Just jumping in alone, and then gets taken down. So we see sort of a pattern here of Germany sending in people, trying to sort of bully the left side out, and then maybe send in a suicider off of that. But so far it's not working, and Ceejaey will switch it up a little bit by going sniper. So
yeah, I mean, taking that side is a good idea if you've got a sniper with you, because then you can just bully yourself in, take that ground, and then just have a sniper there, and just let him, take a few pot shots onto the enemy team. And if anyone tries to counter that sniper by, getting close, then your team just, spams them out, gets a free pick that way. So it's a good idea, but Germany doing it without the sniper, they didn't really seem to have any sort of aim there. But Blitzo versus Ceejaey on sniper now. Be interesting to see if either of those Ceejaey with some nice hats. He's got a lot going on his head right now, so he's not going to be. He's going to stand out for a while. But Blitzo does go down, so no sniper for France. Ceejaey is in now. Can he land the shot? He is missing. He's actually got quite high up, and the Uber is forced there by Korbach. He jumps in onto Menti. France lost 2 players out of that, but they're not going to be able to do anything else. As Ceejaey gets caught there by Medico, and France are just on the chase now, Vita.
Yeah, they did use their Uber, and Brego jumped in behind, so that caused France to send a lot of people behind, which meant that they couldn't chase, so they wisely back off here. So I really like that push by Germany, because they did the exact same thing that they did before, but this time they did have the sniper. So Ceejaey could have very easily made a bunch of good picks, and then it would have just been a really good push. He happened to not really hit anything, but I really like the concept of it as Medico.
Big jump over Korbach! Oh my god, he hits that! Oh, it's almost it was a wall shot. I'm not going to call it an air shot. He hit the wall, but an insane jump there from Korbach. And the rest of the French team just walk in and just demolish. This is what I've been talking about, Vita. Medico and Korbach are just doing so much for France. But it's people like Blitzo who are getting kind of these kill streaks because they're just cleaning up the frags when the team is like 6v4. Absolutely insane there. Ombrak on 85%, huge Uber advantage over Menti. Germany, even without Brego, and are probably only going to contest second. If they do, it's going to be a big mistake, I feel. And they're probably going to have to roll back onto last.
Yeah, they will try to spam out France here as they're coming through grass. But yeah, they will just back off. They're not going to commit anything. I don't think... Ceejaey actually even goes down. So Namtek going in through cheese area with Korbach actually just managed to do enough damage to actually get a pick. And now they have a pick and a small Uber advantage, very small Uber advantage. So if they don't move very quickly, Menti will have his own Uber. And oh my god! Shocking with the god snipe. This completely turns everything around, and that's gonna be...
Oh, it's another drop! Namtek with the pipes! 1 pipe, 2 kills, takes down Bash and Menti. So that's a heavy and a medic drop with that singular pipe. I think Menti at 20 HP thought he was safe. I thought the battle's over, it's okay, I can just chill now with my team. But it didn't matter, Namtek was still alive and still flinging pipes across the map. So Germany are going to recapture this second point, but they are going to be at Uber disadvantage. Ombrak, I'm just going to have a cheeky look there. He is running Medigun, so he's no crit shenanigans going to come out. And Brego gets caught out there, and Beta, I think France is just going to walk forward.
Blitzo going spy with the Uber advantage, it definitely doesn't make sense, but you can't predict it, but he gave himself away here, so I'm pretty sure they know there's a spy around. Spy's afoot, and Korbach takes down, Feeling, I thought that was Menti, but Korbach, he's not done, he's gonna continue fragging here, taking down Ceejaey, and then just put pressure on the left side. But this is just so perilous here coming out for Germany, but Brego will get saved by a nice arrow there from Menti. And look at this, Ombrak, he's gonna have to force here. He's gonna use his Uber. Everyone up from Germany is gonna back out. Shockey does go down. He made the force. And Menti, he's so weak. Oh my god, survived with 4 HP in spawn. Really clutch there. A lot of maybe lesser medics like me would have just changed class to ensure that you wouldn't die. But you could have even had like a hat changing bind if you really try hard, which I don't have. But a lot of people would have used that. But nope, he just...
Balls of steel.
Yeah,
balls of steel. They do have an Uber advantage here. They have got 100% in the bank, and Ombrak only at 50. That's why the French are kind of a bit passive there. But that force from Bash, he just walked straight into Ombrak, and that was because Namtek was dead. And you'll find when Namtek's dead, and the scouts are out fragging. The soldiers aren't going to go. Oh, the force comes in. Korbak gets it onto Menti, and they're going to try and get some frags here. They are on the chase, but France are just so quick out of there. Blitzo is in Saw. He's probably going to be able to escape anyway, and France do have the Uber, so they're just going to counter this speed. So they're just going to walk onto the mid as Germany just about caps it, but they're going to start getting some frags. Ceejaey is the first to die, but Bash does pick up Namtak. Menti is dead. Down. Yeah, no heals for Germany, and they're on the back cap.
Yeah, that's a really important backup here. Korbak will contest it, but usually Scout versus Soldier favors the Scout, but nope. Not when it's Korbak, apparently. He just takes down Shocker with some really crisp rockets, and that should put a stop to basically anything here, but no, actually Germany, they still have the middle. The fact that they capped it out is really huge. So now it's the onus is on France to go forward, and that could be very uncomfortable. Germany, they will contest this for sure. And here we go. Korbak actually goes down to Feeling right away, and Feeling takes down Blade as well. And now France, they're just getting completely spammed out. And if they get out alive here, they will be feeling happy with themselves. Bash even goes down to a nice pipe from Namtek. And here comes the Soldier jumping in very aggressively, and look at that, just completely cleaned up by Germany.
Rego pipes, takes down Blitzo and Ombrak, and Germany are going to walk in before even half of the French team are able to respawn. Blade respawns on the heavy, and he's just going to get melted away there as Germany take back the advantage, 2-1 now on this second map.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. They just jumped for Menti. Menti was like, yeah, just kill me, I don't care. We're going to win anyway.
Kill me, it doesn't matter. You know, we're going to get a round on the board. Half a map to go, Beta. Do you think this is going to go Germany's way? Do you think they can stay in this final?
Yeah, they definitely have the capability of it. I would still put money on France, to be honest, but I am nothing if not a sucker for entertainment. So, come on, let's go Germany. Get him. As we have another mid coming out here. Just once again, I'm waiting for the double German bomb, but it hasn't come in so far. It looks like they're just content with sitting back and absorbing any aggression that France throws at them this time around. But so far, France are being very passive, and now the German scouts are forward, once again abusing some high ground. And look at that, the
wow.
Big flank Blitzer goes down as well. Complete wipe. Great middle here from Germany. Looks like our wishes are being fulfilled here.
It's the first time today that I've seen the double French bomb not work. Korbak and Medico flew through the air, came in different angles, different times, sinking their rockets, and they got absolutely nothing done. And Menti just surfed the rockets away, went to safety, had his team playing around him, keeping him well protected. Germany just knew what was coming. They waited for those soldiers. They took down Korbak. Medico was so weak when he backed out, he couldn't do anything here. And Germany are going to push in through the lower, using the Uber quite late on, just going to use that against the sentry, force France in. Shocky is just going to stand on the point, there's nothing there. Medico's going to try and jump in and defend it. So much damage down onto the French. Blade is trying to stay alive. And Menti is actually going to be the one to try and cap it out. Brego versus Korbak, it does happen. But yeah, Germany at that mid-fight were just waiting for the double bomb. And as long as that double bomb from France doesn't do anything, then the aggression from the other players doesn't come out. And I think that was very smartly played by Germany, but I'm sure France would be like, okay, let's do something different this mid. So I'm going to be interested to see what Medico and Korbak are going to do on this mid, whether they're going to go full-on aggressive again, or they're going to just play it slowly and more calculated.
I have a feeling they'll play it more slowly, because it seems like the more speed that this game has and the higher the paces, the more it favors Germany, because over the long run it seems that France will just overcome them. So Ceejaey actually goes down to in their own kitchen, and now here come the big German bomb. But that's just a distraction while the rest of the team gets out, I think. Yeah, Germany are completely out of this mid. Blitzer tried to chase it, but he gets shut down by some Krigi bombs. So, much better mid here from France already.
Yeah, Korbak just took enemy team's kitchen and Medico held top, and they just played it slow, and Ceejaey was the one who got baited into that kitchen and taken down. And France are trying to contest here on second. Brego taking a lot of damage, has to be careful, he's not getting the heals. The Uber is used by France first. Menti still has that 100%. Bash is on a kill streak, it's two players, takes down both the scouts. Brego with the pipes to take down Namtak, and Menti still at that 100%. Brego is on the chase, can he take down Ombrak? Korbak is going to stop Bash, but eventually Germany just flood forward. That Uber is used and it cleans up the rest of the French players. Time's 2 on the midpoint now, and they're going to cap this out and have an Uber advantage. And this is just reminiscent of the past couple of rounds, Beta, where, I don't know, Germany have just turned it on.
Yeah, they seem like almost an entirely different team here. You know, that they're winning the team fights, and they're baiting out the players of France and actually getting the picks first and then having superior Ubers here. As we have another spy play. I think Menti was actually healing the spy for a moment here, but he has correctly identified him, but it doesn't matter. Blitzo just pistols him down. Great play by Blitzo, and Menti is going to be pretty pissed about that one because he called out the spy for like 5 seconds, but look at this, Umbrecht's so weak, 16 HP, eventually goes down. So maybe Germany will be able to turn this into their favor after all. Bash comes in.
Bash is just slaying. He comes in from behind. He's going to surely take down Callback. No, Medico's there to help. I want to know. I want to see a statistic. If anyone's out there who's a stats nerd and has got more time on their hands than they care to admit, find the logs from this Nations Cup and find out how long Blitzo has played Spy. How many times? How much time he's put in to playing Spy, because I think it's more than any other player in any competition I've ever seen, as Menti does go down to callback there, so uber advantage for France. Once again, a lot of aggression coming out here from Feeling. Gets so much damage down onto the French combo, they have to kind of slow down, and they aren't able to push straight in here, so good work by the Pocket, and Shocky is just holding on Smurfy, just kind of having a look around. Brego is behind. What is Germany doing?
I don't know, they're not healing, that's for sure. Is Menti AFK? Where is Menti?
Menti died. I think he's just respawned a few seconds ago, but there was like this convoluted backcap from Ceejaey and Brego, and I don't know, they're just pulling French players back, which I suppose is allowing Menti to get back onto mid and start building.
France, they're trying to go in through grass area here. Medico walked in, but looks like he changed his mind, and Blitzo actually goes down as well, and Shocky tried to jump out the window, but that was sticky. So no luck for you, my friend. As we still have the Uber advantage coming in from Umbrecht. It's going to be very difficult to use, but it looks like they might try to do it anyway. They have about 10 minutes to gain 2 rounds. That's very doable. But they do need to do something, right? So looks like that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Blitzo switch off to something again here, whether it's Spy or Sniper. He does seem to be the off-class from the team. Bash, though, they're just getting swarmed, and Callback gets the frag onto him. I mean, we talk about Medico and Callback being the playmakers of the team, just going in, getting the damage done for the rest of the team to clean up. I think Blitzo is the one that kind of, he has to off-class to kind of, I don't know, make something happen in stalemates like this. Feeling's surely going to get spammed out here, taking so much damage. And France are just slowly bullying their way in as Brego and Shocky go down, and they're just going to get this midpoint for free.
Yep, a lot of really weak players on France, but you know, if you don't die, you're just gonna end up being arrowed back to almost full health anyway. So good push here by France, and they're gonna keep on pushing. I think we have Feeling who's very low on rockets, but there we go. Soldier in the skybox going for the medic. Will actually get the force out. So a much better Uber for Germany if they decide to use it, and they do. So here we go. Uber comes in, and the soldiers are so deep in onto the German team. Like, they went so hard onto that force. Now they're just all going to get picked up for it. So that was a bit too, I don't know, eager of them. But look at that. Naptech actually managed to go in and take down Menti after all. Blitzer's on 15 HP, fighting a 10 HP Shocky, eventually goes down with the help of Ceejaey.
Yeah, it's really well played by the French soldiers, actually. They see the Uber coming out onto Feeling, and they know generally he takes all of the Uber, does all the damage, gets the frags, and they just launched in on Brego, which forced Menti to go back and flash him, which was smart play by him, but smart by the French soldiers. It meant that Uber didn't achieve as much, and Namtek there equalizing things out by taking down Menti late on. Does mean Umbrecht has respawned with crits, so his small Uber advantage that he had on the respawn is now even bigger. And you just take a look, it is Blitzo there building hard. No arrow building like we've seen at kind of I-58 and stuff like that, but there is crits coming out beta, and the question is, can Namtek go huge?
Yeah, this is actually a pretty good area for Germany to build with arrows. You know, it's a very long area, and you can have like.
Chris comes out.
Oh, there we go. The Crits comes out, but the quarterback goes down right away, and that's the only pick so far. And Shocky is hiding up top. It looks like he's finally been called, but he definitely takes a lot of attention. And now the rest of the German team comes in, and they do have an Uber to use if they so desire, and they do. So Medico comes in, tried to save his medic, but all in vain. Blitzer is the only one alive. He's actually backcapping mid, so Germany will have to send someone back. Are they not sending anyone back?
Bash is running back now. He's got his medic, so hopefully he's going to win this fight, but Blitzer's just going to go straight for Menti. And he does manage to stay alive there. 6 minutes 45 left on the clock, and Germany could possibly push in with this Uber advantage and seal out another round, or they could just play it safe and just stalemate it out a little bit. But no, Feeling is jumping in straight away, getting good damage onto Callback on that right side. He receives an arrow from Umbrak. Great play by him, but Bash finishes him off either way. Medico trading in the end, but Germany there, I don't know what exactly they were planning on doing, but Umbrak's on the Vaccinator now. And if there's one thing, Beta, I think Umbrak has used the Vaccinator most effectively, or I should say France, because I suppose it's a team thing, when they played against Denmark. And I don't want to, rip open old wounds, but...
Too late.
Too late, I'm sorry, but the Uber comes in, and is the Vaccinator going to be enough? They're getting a lot of cap time onto the point. Shocky is almost going to cap it out, and France have to fall down. Big jumping from Feeling late on, but France are staying alive. They are getting the frags.
So yeah, eventually just the great Vaccinator used do pull through here, and now Umbrak will change to his trusty Uber. So a great hold here. And Germany, they could have just not pushed in that situation. I think they just felt like they had an Uber advantage, might as well use it. Playing safe as a town in Russia. Let's just go in, man. So
because Menti has to go back, because he was positioned right on the point at the end of that fight, had to go back into spawn to change. That means he does actually still have an Uber disadvantage. He's about 20% higher Menti, who's building hard with Bash on the midpoint. So France have to be careful here. If they think they've got an advantage, or at least equal Ubers, they could get caught out. But Germany are again playing it safe. They're not staying in. Menti is at 98%. Umbrak goes down to the big bomb from Ceejaey. Huge play from him, and the Uber comes up from Germany. Oh, Feeling! Wow. Oh my god, that air shot! Medico is going to crater at the end. There is a back cap going on from Shocky. He's going to come face to face with 2 French scouts, but it doesn't matter, as the rest of the French players just clean up after Uber. Feeling is the only player left alive. And that air shot is in the past now, Beta, as France can maybe get a bit of momentum here and start getting back into this map.
Yeah, but Germany, they want to contest this, and they go in different directions. That was really beautifully timed out by them. So Blade is fighting Bash here, and Bash wins that handily. I don't think he took any damage at all. So a really great contest there by Germany. That looked absolutely beautiful, like just the way you saw two players zoom around. And Bash actually even manages to get the back cap going, and he's not dead yet. So just gets the back cap, pulls everyone back, and then allows for his team to move forward. So great play there by Bash, and Shocky even takes down Medico. Ceejaey is in a lot of trouble, but he might actually be able to get out, and I think Germany should be able to win this whole fight. This Callback is so weak, but actually does take down Feeling. So Feeling losing a 1v1 there, but Germany looking pretty safe here on the point. They have the 2 scouts and a medic. That's a pretty strong combo as we've seen earlier. So good play there by Bash.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he capped the point meant France had to be on the point to cap it. They weren't in a very, very good position, and Germany just focused all their damage down there. Brego walked in, he did die for it, but he got plenty of damage done, and Ceejaey there right at the end, picking up the frag onto Umbrak. So once again, we see Germany with 100%, and Umbrak not going for his trusty Vaccinator this time. He's on Kritzkrieg, and you can probably see the time on the clock. Only three minutes left. He's probably thinking, we don't have time to sit back on last and wait for them to push in and counter it. Let's just go out. And they're at 50% crits already, and they need to do something, and they need to go for big plays. Blitzo straight in onto Menti. He doesn't even milk it one bit as they use the Uber onto Bash underneath. Ceejaey is already onto the last point, trying to get some damage down, and this could work out very well for France if they time it right. They are getting frags, and they do have crits, Beta. They do have crits.
Yeah, there's also a scout in onto last here, but it looks like he will get taken down. So overall, this has just worked out beautifully for France. And, they're playing to their outs right now. And Germany are kind of playing into their hands. But Brego, hello, Brego, just gets 3 players really quickly. And even hits a nice pipe onto a scout here as well. So Brego just once again putting his team on his back. And Bash comes in and cleans up. So that looked pretty sketchy for Germany, but then this thing called Brego just happened.
Just if your demo walks in and takes down 3 people with his pipes, what do you say to that? I mean, it's this kind of this style that Brego plays. It just seems to work really, really well with this team dynamic. Namtak taking so much damage. He does actually survive.
He's gone for the back cap. Oh, never mind. He didn't even reveal himself. So he's still spy behind, and I don't think France realizes. So we'll see. As a Blade goes down to Brego, so Quiggy bombs, but
Bash bashing from behind, just puts a fat meat shot into the back of Ombrak and takes him down. And I'm gonna be ready to call map on that. Look, Bash and Shocky once again. It's like you think it's a scout and a double scout, but no, Shocky with the revolver. Can he take? He takes down Callback as well. Takes down both soldiers with the revolver. He's going in on last. He's just going to walk in. He's not even cloaked, not even disguised. He doesn't care.
Spy is a DM class, to be honest.
It is. He's just a DM class. No.
Just going to try to out DM a fully healed scout with a medic on him. I can't believe that didn't work. That was weird, right? Who would have thought? There's 1 minute left. Germany has definitely won at this point, so you've got to give it to Shocky. That would have been pretty cool if you won that. So
he needed more trick stabs. I feel needed more trick stabs. I mean,
yeah, probably.
If you're not going to run the ambi and go for the headshots, then you need to be jumping off the surfaces and spinning around 360 no scope backstabs. There's a nice pipe there from Namtek in the air to take down Bash, and Germany just throwing bodies in. 45 seconds left on the clock. They do have an uber advantage. They can probably use this and maybe just add one more round up to the borders. Feely comes in, takes down
Shocky once again going spy. Once again, just gonna try and out DM people, and here comes the Uber. This would be nice for Germany if they could just get one more round. There's 30 seconds left, and we have a soldier just jumping the point, but gets completely denied by Namtek, and then gets finished off by Blitzo. Blitzo just being the garbage man, just cleaning up everything, and Breaker jumps aggressively onto the point, but Namtek has it stickied. No biggie.
That's from the angle I was looking at that. It looked like Ombrak just looked at Brego and he exploded. And I was like, holy, what is this medic item? You just look at them and they explode, but no, it's Namtek coming out spawn. And there is the GGs in the chat.
Shocky gets one more pistol kill before the round ends, so that's gonna look good in the logs. Going 4 and 1 or 2 on spy.
Yeah, I mean, so we measure skill in the amount of spy frags you get. So the more spy frags you get, especially with the revolver, the better player we think you're going to be. I mean, if you look at the points, to be fair, I haven't looked at the logs yet, but you look at the points. Ombrak 76 points, Menti 81. That's decent. Shocky on 80. Nearly got 20 more than anyone else. Any other combat player in the server, which is pretty insane. So. And those weren't even boosted by backstabs. These were revolver kills and stuff like that, and obviously everything else he was doing. But that does mean 3-1 on Snakewater to Germany, equalising it out. And we're going to have a look at some logs now. But do you know what the third map is, Beta?
Yeah, it should be Gollywash, I believe.
Ooh.
So that should be very interesting because that's kind of a different map from these two. It's a lot smaller and more enclosed. Should favor France, to be honest, with the soldiers. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. Maybe Shocky and Bass are just have just woken up too much for France to actually overcome it. But either way, it's 1-1 in this grand final. I'm excited. Man, let's look at some logs.
Yeah, I mean, Shocky, they're obviously getting a lot of points. Did top frag in the server, 28 kills. Just behind him, though, is the old French duo, Callback and Medico, 27 and 26 respectively. And they're just putting out that damage. They're getting the kills. But one thing I notice is when France aren't doing as well, is when Blitzo is dying more. And look at Blitzo, he gets 23 frags, which is 5th highest in the server. But he dies 25 times. Now, normally, when France are winning and they're doing well, Callback and Medico are getting the damage out, they're getting the kills, but Blitzo is also getting a lot of kills and staying alive. And maybe, I don't know, maybe the scouts are being focused, maybe Blitzo is just not being allowed to have that freedom after the Uber fights, or after, the soldier bombs, to be able to clean up those frags, because he seems to be dying a lot more. So, I mean, he died more than anyone else in the server, which is, I don't know, it seems unlike what I've seen from him so far. But in general, I just think Germany played slightly better and kind of countered what France were throwing at them on that map. I mean, what do you notice from these logs?
I noticed that Ombrak died as many times as Menti. Last map Menti died 14 times in not even a full map as it ended. But this time around, again, he had 14 deaths, which is not great or anything, but Ombrak died just as many times, and I think that's a really key difference because Ombrak died 4 times last map. So he's going down a lot more, which means that Germany are able to catch him out and just overall punish his positioning and just winning fights, because medic usually die at the end of fights. So I think what you can take from this is that Germany are actually able to win team fights. And that's a very important factor when you want to beat any team. That should go without saying. And then, of course, also we have Brego stepping up, having so many kills. He had 8 pipe kills, but it felt like more. He had really good pipes. You know, it is just the Brago factor where just every once in a while when you play against Brago, you just know, like, at some point he's just going to get like a ridiculous 5k, and it's just something you have to deal with.
Yeah, and it's very difficult to counter because, you know, the way that he plays, he's just going to come out of nowhere, and you think, why is there a demo there? Why is he killing half my team with his pipes? And then before you realise, you know, you just got to recover. But we're moving on to Gully Wash now, which is, I suppose, you know, it's the decider map because neither team banned it and neither team picked it, so it was what was left in the pool. So, you know, based on that, we can assume neither team hates it because they didn't ban it, but neither team really, really loves it because, you know, they didn't pick it. But you're thinking the French soldiers are going to have the biggest say in this map?
Yeah, and also just the fact that they beat England on this map. I'm pretty sure that's the case. If my brain is not messing with me.
It does. I mean, do you not remember the epic Golden Cap, where at one point there were 3 spies in play between France and England on this map? I mean, that name's scarred into my memory.
I think I've been trying to forget it so much that I might have actually succeeded. But yeah, you mentioned earlier, I wonder how much that Blitzer has spent on Spy. I think he spent like 20 minutes on Spy in that one Golden Cap. So, you know.
You know what? Go Spy. They're never going to expect the second Spy. And then, you know, each time you die, the likelihood of you respawning a Spy goes down. You know, so
yeah.
I think, is he going to respawn a Spy for the 17th time? I don't know. Could, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, who knows? We'll find out in this game whether we'll have any spy shenanigans. I mean, Shockey seems to be the guy going spy, like we saw in that last map for Germany. And I don't know. We just seen a distinct lack of snipers. Which, you know, Shockey, I think he got a drop on the first map on Process onto Ombrak, and I don't know. Maybe Spy is the new sniper.
Yeah, that could just be because of sort of the reigning teams right now don't seem to have really good snipers, or, you know, just like trademark hallmark snipers. Mm-hmm. You know, like Russia, they have like Mr. Epic, and I don't know, England has like Stark, I guess, and then Denmark have like 3 really good snipers. So like if those teams were in the top instead of these 2, maybe we'd see more sniper instead of spy. But if you don't have like a really obviously good sniper, then maybe you just go spy instead. That could be it. But actually, you know, I was talking about the soldiers earlier, how I thought the French soldiers were going to dominate this. But I will say that I think Ceejaey went like 6 and 22 or something on the first map. And then on this map that we just played on Snakewater, he went 23 for 22. So that's a massive improvement. So maybe he's getting into his groove and just finding what it was. Oh, didn't Groove play?
Groove, that's the one.
Yeah, there you go.
That's an interesting way to remember. Yeah, it was Groove who played soldier against Sweden in the first map. And yeah, I mean, this is the normal French lineup and essentially the normal German lineup, except normally we've been seeing DD play DD5F, aka DD5F, playing on the Roma. But we are on to our first mid-fight now, and Brego getting so much pressure onto him, but he has the pipes, Peter, as he lands 2 onto callback, takes him down. And a big jump in from Ceejaey now. He's going to get cleaned up by Blade for sure. And there's just lots of plays all around. Nice arrow onto Feeling to keep him alive. And France just being forced out here. Surely Blade's just going to get cleaned up in the end by Bash. No, he doesn't. He gets sandwiched. So France are coming back in.
From France, but positional advantage for Germany. It looks like the man advantage is just going to be too much here. As Mentic gets taken down by an air shot from Medico. You can't get out, buddy. You are stuck with me. So Medico takes him down. So a full Uber advantage here coming out from France. This is going to cap out mid, get second for free, and then be able to push in last with a full Uber advantage. So that looked really promising for Germany, but just they couldn't stop France from getting in through the choke, and then it just collapsed.
I have to give credit to Blade there. He was the only person still in on the mid fight, and he was distracting Bash long enough, and ended up Bash getting sandwiched by Blitzo and Blade. So that kind of having that one player in there allowed France to have a little bit of a distraction and just push in here. But we do see the Uber come in from main. Brego there killing himself as well as Blade with the Quickie Bomb launcher. And France have only lost 1 player so far. That is, of course, Blade, but the soldiers are coming in. They're jumping into a spun up heavy. That's never really good. Is the Vaccinator going to keep these players alive? Feeling his fight on the point against callback.
There was a lot of work being done by the Vaccinator there, but eventually Blitzer comes in while the... you know, it really is what you want to do against a Vaccinator. have a demo put stickies on the feet while the scout is shooting at him, and that just overcame them. He had explosive resistance on him, and it absorbed like, I don't know, 300 damage, but there was also a scout, so it just didn't matter in the end. So great play by France, good coordination. They ended up having a really good situation. So a quick round for them. That took like 3 minutes, so we looked like we were in for a fast one here as we go into our second mid. Germany playing on the low ground, but now both their soldiers jump in. They go for the air shots onto Medico and eventually get taken down by a pipe of all things. And Blade is in behind the German team.
Ceejaey is doing so much work. So much work. He's just kind of spamming and hitting the shots. And callback comes in onto Menti. Menti is surely going to go down here. He's getting sandwiched by the players who are still alive. Callback is so weak. If only someone shoots callback, Menti is going to finally die. That's heartbreaking for him. But Ceejaey did so much work there, Peter. He jumped in, got a couple of shots onto, I think it was Cormac or Medico, but the rest of the team just couldn't follow up on that kind of distraction. And France are finding themselves in a similar situation, but this time they've got a spy to contend with, as Shocky is hiding around River.
Yeah, Blade once again actually got behind and caused a huge distraction once again. So it looks like Blade going behind has been really instrumental in France winning these mids, because there's always it always looks really good, and it also was very close. I think like at some point Ombrag was on 20 HP while Menti was on 1 HP, and then one of those medic ended up dying, which happened to be Menti. So very close. But we see a Pyro coming out here. We'll see which way France decide to go. They actually get Shocky, so the spy amounts to nothing. Again, that's just a free pick. So they go in through main, and they have a Vaccinator, they have a Pyro. So far, the Vaccinator is just doing so much work. Just like Nantek was hitting every single shot, but no, it's just not going to be enough.
I mean, that was great work by Bash there. He denied so much of the Uber onto from main, just air blasting them into the channel. There's some bad mouthing coming out in the chat right now about who's focusing who. But Bash did so much work there. He was just air blasting the Uber, but the rest of the team just kind of focused the point then, and without the heals there, they're just able to slam them as Brego getting quite aggressive this time.
Weak. Wow, he almost just died to the spam from Brego. Sorry to cut you off. And he actually does eventually go down. Ombrag getting completely owned by Brego and the Quickie Bomb Launcher. That's the Quickie Bomb Launcher at its finest, but this mid is not over yet. Menti has gone down as well. And Blitzer just on a 3k spree so far on this middle, and I don't think he's quite done yet. As,
pipes from Brego! Finally then takes down Blitzer. Blade is so weak here. Shocky should win this 1v1 if he lands his shots, and he does. And Namtak is still alive. Namtak is hiding, he's behind, and Shocky decides he's not going to go for the camp. He's going to... Well, they're doing a little bit of a loop-de-loop going around here as we've basically got a second mid-fight beater. The Germans are coming in. Bash taking down Namtak, and he's in behind. Callback is surely getting focused. He jumps away. France realizing this is a lost cause. So on the second try, on the second mid-fight of this round, Germany have finally captured the midpoint, and it's basically equal Ubers.
Yeah, Germany going very aggressively here. They jumped in a soldier through the choke. Neither team has Uber right now, and Menti is in deep, but kind of just gets focused down right away. But it might just be good enough here as Germany just muscles their way in. And now it's just Namtek holding lobby area. So, that looked kind of dumb there that Menti went down, but it all worked out in the end. I think that was completely on purpose. That if he gets focused, then his team wins. So, even Uber is actually coming out here as well. So, nothing lost really for Germany. And now they hold second and can do whatever they want to push last.
Yeah, they just need to find an opening. Blitzo is on spy, so maybe that'll be the opening. I mean, again, at this point, France, because I suppose Blitzo, you play so much spy. Look how close he is. Nobody knows he's there. They know when to check for a spy, and that's why Shocky spy hasn't been working as well. Oh, Shocky bumps him. They have no idea, and no one's checking. He's just uncloaked. He goes, no one knows he's there.
Really? I can't believe that. And now he's got eyes on Menti, but
Feeling's looking at him. He gets a buff.
Oh, finally they
my word!
Catch on, man.
Finally, when Feeling realizes he can't walk through him, he realizes the spy takes him down, and that's actually 2 picks now for Germany onto France. Feeling comes in through main, takes most of the Uber. He's going to try to force Ombrag, launches him into the air. Germany going to try and get out, but Menti's getting body blocked. Can he escape? He does.
Yeah, he makes it, and he links up with the Feeling. He puts a nice rocket onto sort of then beef some shotguns, but eventually his team comes in there. So feeling getting the better of that Uber, and this causes Germany to might be able to push in here, but feeling eats a pipe. So far it's not looking good. Ceejaey beefs the jump.
Oh, Ombrak down! Shocky is in on the spy, and the bomb comes in from Ceejaey there, gets a nice rocket onto Ombrak. He thinks he's safe, he surfed it away, but no, Shocky's there. He's the spy. Revolvers him down, med down for France. Menti is all the way back at spawn.
Shocky's going to try to pistol a soldier here on the back cap. Has anyone actually told this guy that the spy has a knife that can actually insta-kill people? I feel like he's not aware. But look at that, he's, wow, just out-DMs Korvac completely. And that's going to cause two scouts to come back, and Shocky's still alive. He's just juking them around.
At the moment, Germany just DMing this. Menti gets caught out there by, I think it was Korvac, as he was trying to go in through lower. Germany are going to capture the second point at the price of Menti dying. But at the moment, it's just getting very scrappy. Spies and all sorts coming out here. I'm just wondering what Shocky's going to respawn as now, whether he's going to stick with the spy or go for something different. But with Ombrak at 50%, he does have this huge advantage over Germany. And it'll be interesting to see if France push out here, or if they just try to park the bus. Shocky's on sniper now, so there we go. Bit of headshotting action coming up, hopefully.
Yeah, this is a good time to go sniper. Uber disadvantage, right? That's a good time. It's very difficult to push out into a sniper, and also it allows you to just transition really simply into an even Uber situation. So Shocky's gonna try to peek from lower. Right now he has been hit and he's been spammed away. So this is where we kind of see where, like, what a team is made of, what how good their coordination is, because spamming out a sniper on this map can be pretty difficult, but it's also very doable, right? So, like, if a sniper ever gets a good pick, that usually means that the team has faltered in some way.
Yeah, I mean, there's three areas that he can snipe from, essentially. Wow. One of them is River, where he's just stood there at the moment, and actually mini-surfs that rocket away. Feeling is in water, he's surely going to get caught out here. Korvac runs away, and Feeling's going to receive an arrow. He's going to be absolutely fine. Medico getting a little bit aggressive on balcony now, just to stop Shocky rotating. And Bash is in on last. He's getting a little bit of capture time on the point. Going to get chased down. Germany are in.
And he gets the force, so that was all just a big distraction. I really like this play. You know, just getting Bash onto the point, obviously not going to cap it, and Bash does go down eventually, but that took him a long time to die. He distracted for so long. But the Brago going down, that's actually absolutely huge, and now Ceejaey and Menti are the only ones alive. When you do a suicide, you usually want to not lose everyone. And, you know, Menti couldn't quite contest second here, just having two players alive.
Yeah, I don't really understand why more players died there. Sending in Feeling and maybe somebody else would have, it was enough to get the force. Bash and Feeling did the work, but everyone else kind of died as Medico is in now. He's trying to land the rockets, but he can't. And Menti is so weak, he actually drops Feeling. So the pocket is down for Germany, and France is just trying to hightail it out of there, down to River, Blitzo and Ombrak with that little speed boost now that the medic gets by healing the scout. He's already on last, and they're going to have 85% Uber. So Germany, with their medic still alive, is going to be at an Uber disadvantage, but they have captured the second point beater. So unless France decide to push out right now, I think Germany are going to be happy with this state of affairs.
Yeah, it's I don't think France will actually push out here. They're ahead 2-0. It feels like a big risk to take, but maybe they disagree. We've seen France do some weird things before, but there's actually a scout onto the medic very aggressively. That Shocky gets taken down. They're also putting time onto the point, and Brago drops Ombrak. So once again, just a distraction play. Now Germany just have to not lose 4 players.
Can we get some Bray Gods in the chat? As no, Callback comes in behind and takes down Menti. All that good work from Brago is down, but Feeling gets 2 kills there, and there's only 3 players left alive. He's going to have to try and DM this. He does take down Namtak with the posthumous rocket there as he dies, but does take down the demo for France. So 2 players left alive. It is 2 scouts for Germany. Menti just respawning now, so they're going to be behind in the Uber stakes, but it's not going to be too bad. It's just whether or not they can contest the second point with the respawns, and I don't think they are beaten, but Bash is on last.
Yeah, and Bash takes down Namtak, but Namtak kills him with a post-mortem roller. But, like, the suicide plays for Germany have been so good. Like, they just put in people in behind and then they drop them, but there's actually a big team fight going on in Germany. They are doing very well here. Medico comes in. He's on 41 HP behind the rock here. but he's getting shotgunned down by Feeling, and Shockey actually finishes him off. But you know, the suicide plays for Germany have been so good, but then the follow-up, they just like die, so it's not worth it.
See, this is where I'd be worried. At the moment, the only person Menti had for company was Feeling. And if France do what they normally do, where they send the 2 soldiers extremely aggressive on the medic, Feeling can't do that. He can't defend 2v versus 1. You know, he's going to run out of rockets before they do. I don't know. Maybe they need to have one of the scouts play a little bit more passive. I'm not sure, but they are going in for a river push. They're using it onto Bash. He's just going to destroy Namtak there with the help of Ceejaey. Feeling is on the point. He's going to shoot rockets on everyone who comes down there. They're just getting so much damage down. The French players are just bleeding out. There's 2 live, and it's just callback, and it's actually going to be capped before callback even dies as Menti gets the end round kill with the crossbow. And Germany are back in this, Peter.
They are very much in this. There's 17 minutes left. This is anyone's game, and now Germany. You know, it's really important that they don't get shut down. You know, once you go down 3-0, it's very disheartening and difficult to come back from. But down 1, yeah, that's nothing. You know, you're definitely in this game. So let's see here if Brego gets rushed down. He does. Blade, Blitzo, and even a soldier here. Like the entire team of France are just up on the left side here, and so far they're just absorbing any aggression from Germany that's coming in at them. In Germany, they're just gonna back out. They didn't lose Menti, so that's a positive. But that's basically all the positive things I can say about this mid.
I don't think they know Shockey's there. Oh, they do now because he's just shot them. But he was kind of hiding underneath with Bash, and you know, this is the problem. If they get cleaned up now, callback gets both of the frags, and they got 10-second respawns. They can't defend second now. They maybe could have defended second if they'd had 6 players alive, you know, with equal ubers. But at this moment, no, they're gonna have to give up second and hold on to last. And France are still being aggressive. They're walking into lobby now, and Ceejaey is going to get caught out here by Medico, and it's not looking good for the Germans at the moment. Brego very, very weak in main. And the Uber comes in. Menti's just got 100%. He's going to use it straight away. Bash doing his best to try and reflect people away. And Blade coming in on the point. Blade in on the point, Peter.
Yeah, and the Pyro's very weak. And now the French team will just all file in here. You know, they just have so much time on the point. But look at that. Ceejaey's getting a nice rocket here, and Namtak's going to get taken down as well. So Germany just barely managed to hold on for their dear life here. As looks like they want to push out onto second here. But Blitzo definitely wants to have a say about that and out DM Ceejaey. And this is looking very perilous here for Germany. Blitzo is behind lines. You know, there's just so much pressure onto them, and they're being just pushed into a corner right now. But so far they're getting the kills. Finally, Bash does go down, but Brego with a nice pipe. They do lose Menti here, but Namtek is the only one alive, so this very dangerous push out here for Germany seems to have worked out.
Brego there did so much work. I mean, Ombrak just flung an arrow from Big Door and it hit Menti, doing him 75 damage. Okay, so Menti was at half health, and then that's what cued the French to send all of their players in. Blitzo, Medico, they were just launching in at Menti, couldn't get enough damage onto him. Menti was so weak. Brego was just piping everything that was getting near him, and eventually Menti went down, but at the cost of basically the entire French team. Blitzo there with a body shot does take down Shockey. So he is running that sniper in Big Door. He's trying to get some snipers. He does actually hit one onto Feeling. He's going to die to Medico, and the French are just coming in now, and they should be winning this fight. But Brego with the pipes. Wow. He's just hitting everything at the moment.
Yeah, Brego really turning up here. Ceejaey does get caught out. So it will be mid going in for France, but overall I feel like this is a pretty decent situation for Germany. They do have a small Uber disadvantage, but they're definitely in a good position to hold second, and the Uber disadvantage is not something that's really terrible, as the Feeling cannot hit a sticky. Nobody saw that. I'll just mention it again. A sticky cannot move Feeling. It's fine. And see France is building. Oh no, Germany's building while France has a sniper. So Blitzo in Big Door, not playing spy. I don't know. He probably misclicked. That's he misses a shot onto Ceejaey. But now Germany know that there's a sniper.
Well, I mean, it's equal Ubers. France are round up. They're in control of the mid as they takes down Bash. And maybe they're just trying to slow the game down. You know, Germany aren't going to want to push in, you know, facing that sniper. And if they just get picks like this, one by one, it's going to open things up for France. And they're actually going to try and take advantage of this. They're not happy with just sitting back on their lead. And they're getting some decent damage down on the Germans. And they could actually wrap around them here as they're going to lower. And Germany are at risk of being sandwiched here.
Yeah. So far, it looks like they are holding off the pressure pretty competently. I get a feeling he is even hitting stickies now with the shotgun, so it's all looking good. And finally, France has let up their pressure. They want to regroup and just reload, I suppose. But Blitzo is still just hanging out in big door. At some point, you have to assume he will just get a pick, and then they can push off of that if they so choose. And there we go. Feeling goes down. That was actually from big door that he managed to snipe someone in. And
Blitzo's in. Sorry to interrupt. He's in. He's looking at Menti. No one's stopping him from taking that.
Man, that's so scary. But both Ubers get forced out here, as looks like Korvac has gone down. So now it's just whether or not Medico can just beast this Uber. But so far he's not really hitting much and getting completely overwhelmed here. But it looks like the rest of the French team have gone in there. Like, look at how much red HP there is on the French team. But Germany is just not in a position to capitalize. So close.
It's such an interesting start. I mean, Brego was the only person in choke during that entire fight, and he just stickied it up so no one could come through. So, like, the rest of the German team is going through big door and fighting it. Brego is not involved in the Ubers at all. And it's just a different way of playing, I guess, as Blitzo, 3k now, gets another headshot onto Ceejaey this time. And Germany not in the best of positions right here. Brego holding his own down at down at choke. And Shocky now onto the sniper, trying to get a bit of counter sniping onto Blitzo to try and stop him from picking up the Germans off one by one.
Yeah, Bash takes down Medico, and even Shocky hits a headshot onto Blitzo. It's pretty rare to see him Shocky play sniper, but when he does, it's usually pretty entertaining. So we have a sniper duel on our hands. Germany, they still have an Uber advantage, main advantage, but as I say, that feeling does go down to Blade. Now Ubers have come in, and the French Uber is much better. So I think Germany might have panicked a little bit here, gotten too aggressive, and Menti once again gets taken down. And great rockets there by Korvac, just bounced him in the doorway. And that will basically be it for any kind of push for Germany. They're gonna just have to hope that they can hold last.
Yeah, Shocky jumping into the spawn there just to change over to... he switches back to sniper actually. As Brego's respawned, he got some sticky traps in main. And Uber advantage for France. They could just wait and build this up. They can just stall out, but at the time they do have the lead. They're under no pressure here. Menti respawning with the vaccinator. Already got one of those bubbles ready to pop away and bash on the pyro. He's surely going to try and do what he did before and just push people away. His feeling does take down Blitzo, so Blitzo's spree as sniper is at an end. Unless he respawns on it, of course, but I'm sure he's going to go up as a scout, getting ready for the French push. But no, Brego goes down here, gets picked off. So that means no stickies for last for Germany.
That's a really big pick. As here we go, the Uber comes in, and the French people, they're just going to jump 2 people onto the point right away. And they have so much time on it, and just eventually they get it. So Brego going down there in Riverside was just really important, and that's going to make it 3-1 in favor of France.
Yeah, I mean, if you get that much cap time on the point, it forces the defending team just to stand on it, to physically stop the cap time going down, otherwise the capture will finish and the round will be won, and then all that damage can just get focused on the same point. So we are at 3-1 now for France, so close to winning their first ever 6v6 Nations Cup, taking their side very aggressively. Germany coming in, they get the first pick onto Korvac, and they get on breakdown very, very early on. Heal advantage now for Germany is Blitzo and Medico. Brego with the pipes. Please get some Bregods in the chat. He's hitting everything at the moment, and that is practically a wipe, as Namtak is the only person who survived. I can't even find where
behind.
he is. He's behind.
Yeah, and he's fighting a scout. He might just have to kill himself here. He does try to jump out. Actually gets bashed. Yeah, that was a nice little sticky there. And Brego eventually does catch him out. So maybe, I don't know, he did get a kill, so that's fine, I guess. But Germany, they have the Uber advantage. They're going to have to push against the vaccinator here, and they don't have a scout with them, so that could really be dangerous for them, as the pyro once again just disrupting them here as they try to go in, and they still haven't even killed the pyro. Like, they're not even close, so basically a wasted Uber from Germany. They don't have a massive Uber disadvantage, but it's still... Oh, is someone in on them? I guess not.
I have to apologise. France won the last Nations Cup. I wasn't aware because the little pixel trophy is not on their profile, but they did in fact beat England in the final. I remember that game. So this is in fact the winners of the last 2 Nations Cup, Peter, playing against each other.
Ooh.
So winners of number 4 versus number 5. And we'll see if France can win back to back. So yeah, I apologize. Everyone's calling me out in chat. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But Menti dead there. How dare me? I should do my research, or maybe ETF2L should add the pixel trophies, please.
Yeah.
So
As Menti has gone down.
He has gone down. 80% for Umbrak now, and do you think they're going to push?
No, not at all. I think I don't know. Bego almost got caught out there in Riverside. I think under different circumstances he definitely would have been jumped. But I think France are just really happy to just sit back and do nothing for a while. There's 7.5 minutes. So Germany, they need to get a relatively quick round to have a good shot at this. As Bash is pressuring the point, and Ceejaey has jumped in, trying to maybe get the medic, but no, so far it's not really working out. As Umbrak, he did go down to 60 HP, and he has switched off of the vaccinator, but no, they didn't manage to force him. And there's actually a soldier in onto Menti, and Menti goes down. Korback just jumping him. He has had his number. That was incredible. I don't understand how the German team actually allowed that to happen, but great bomb in there by Korback. Holy hell.
I can't wait to see Medico and Korback in Prem next season. I don't know, just this team is looking like a good team, obviously, but the soldiers, the coordination, and I don't know what they're doing. Their bombs are just so precise. They're just doing so much work.
Yeah, Bash tried to jump in behind, gets taken down. France, they're of course pushing on a big Uber advantage here. In Germany, they're just slowly backing out, and Bash was just trying to distract here while we go in. But looks like Germany will just have to back off. They're actually on crits, so they're on 80% crits. And if they can just force France to use theirs and then maybe stand on the point, and then they can re-crits in. I'm not sure what exactly their plan is, but I kind of like the crit speed here. It's not something you'd expect.
No, and Germany got to be clock watching right now. 6 minutes to go, 2 rounds down. You start doing the maths in your head. We've got 3 minutes per round. We need to do something quickly, and France are just happy to sit back and just stalemate this out. Just happy to just waste the time on the clock, knowing that Germany have to play into their hands and win the next few rounds. As Shocky gets picked off there, trying to escape. Medico hitting some nice directs there to take him down, and I think the one failing for France. Oh no, Korback's in behind. I'll come back to that in a minute.
Oh,
he's going to force Menti.
streak.
He gets him. The crit comes out. Brego gets a couple of kills, but Menti dies in exchange. Only 2 players left alive for Germany. It's Bash and it's Ceejaey. And Bash doing as much as he can in choke, but France are just swarming down. Look how weak all of those French players are. Ceejaey comes in and gets one of the kills. They need people to do the cleanup. Shocky is there, but he's also weak, and he can't.
You can tell that Germany know that they're all weak, right? Because they're playing so aggressively, because they know there's a chance that one of them can just kill 3 of them in an instant. But Shocky's in on the flank here. He hasn't been spotted at all, so he's behind, and I think he's going to use this to maybe coordinate it with his team. And yeah, here we go. Germany is in, and Shocky will be coming in from behind now. So here we go, and this is just beautifully coordinated by Germany, as they just move into choke with no fear in their hearts. They do lose quite a lot of players, including their medic, but they have a lot of time on the point, and I really like the way they did push this. As Shocky will cap out the point here, Blitz will take him down, but now I think Shocky will just run for last. So a great play overall.
It is, and France just comfortable at the moment. That's the best way I can do it. I mean, it is chaotic. It is, back and forth. But France know that they don't have anything to do other than just waste time. But Ceejaey gets some nice directs onto Namtak. He's going to jump on top of the point. Can he come behind? He does. He lands a nice shot onto Namtak there to take down the demo. And there's trades going all over the place. But in the end, they're going in the advantage of France. Brego and Feeling are in choke. And Brego's trying to go for the back cap. He's going to get cleaned up by Medico. Feeling there. Going to take down Blitzo. And actually also going to take down Korback. But it doesn't matter, as France are just kind of... As long as they keep trading, they're constantly in the advantage, and Germany are just kind of... You can see they're under pressure now. They're just starting to take the 1v1s. They're starting to surge forward, and I'm not going to say use the word desperate. Yeah, they know they have to be aggressive.
Yeah, Shocky was way in again there. Just died like a millisecond before he got hit by an arrow from Menti. But France, they might just push on this. There, here we go. They have Ubered, and as long as Menti is in a good position, he should be fine. But Feeling tries to get out, and now Menti, he just needs to run. Run, Menti! That's the wrong way out. At least he grabs a scout. No, he
Callback's
didn't.
going to have seen him though, and he's going to think, I'm going to jump. He's thinking about it. There we go.
Yeah, and Menti gets jumped by a second soldier. There we go. Medical gets him. So Menti just so slow to get out there. Just not fast enough. Like, I don't know. I don't understand why they tried to go top. Like, that's just so risky. You just have to get out right away. Breaker actually gets Blitzo with a nice sticky trap. But he can't block second, obviously. And I'm not quite sure what he's doing here. He's just padding stats, I guess. But either way, big Uber advance for France. They might decide not to push on it. There's 2.5 minutes left-ish. And Germany are actually just going to push on it. So they know what's up here. But they're pushing into an incoming Uber. And Menti is so weak, and Shocky has gone down as well. So Germany, you can't say they're not trying, but yeah, Ceejaey just gets launched into the skybox by a nice
Shocky
rocket.
actually says GG in chat.
Yeah.
And Shocky realizes it's slipped away. I mean, 2 minutes to go. If Germany were to kind of defend this miraculously, win the round, and blitz the next mid, it would be possible. But realistically, it's not. And now physically, it's not. The GGs are coming out in the chat. It is 4-1 on this third and final map to France. They have in fact defended their Nations Cup title, which they won 2 years ago with an extremely different roster. No flippies here, no techs, no T-Max, no Noxes. This is a brand new French generation, and I don't know, they've surprised some people, Peter, but they've just looked solid throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, ever since they beat Denmark, they've just been looking better and better and better. And, I've been surprised every step of the way. I would say they were the favorites in this final, but against Denmark and England, I thought they were going to lose. And nope, they just proved me wrong and proved everyone else wrong. Right, they were actually just super good and well coordinated, and just the fact that they had this core team and they spent most of the time not practicing other things like I-58 related, just meant that they were able to just beef out a really good result, like just do exceptionally well.
I mean, Denmark for many were considered an underdog team that could, not an underdogs given their players, but considering England were seen as the vast favourites by far. I did think Denmark could, cheekily get in there and win it. But France knocked them out. They knocked out England, who, like I said, were easily the favourites. And they've come to this final to come against a very, very strong German side. As we can see, this is essentially dead time now. There is still another 30 seconds left on the clock. France have added another round, but that's mostly because German players are leaving the server. Obviously, they know it's over. It's physically impossible for them to win. France maybe just trying to win the last physical round.
Yeah,
14 seconds.
Like
I'm not sure it's
quite
possible.
get it. They might actually. They have the sticky jumpers and everything.
Callback's on last. He's ready.
Seconds.
Oh no, Ceejaey is there. He's actually denying it.
He
2
tried.
seconds.
There we go. They actually win. By a win difference. So, yeah, obviously didn't. It was more like 4-1. But a great show there by Germany. It was really close. You see the result 6-1 on this map and you think, oh, that was a roll. But that was definitely not the case.
It was 2-1 for... it was 2-0, 2-1 for the longest time. I mean, that was where it was back and forth. There was so much action going on. It could have gone either way. If Germany, got one of their last pushes and made it 2-2, I wouldn't have been surprised if this would have just gone to a golden cap in the end, because it just seemed so tight on a knife's edge. But once France got to 3-1, you could see the pressure was on Germany, and they started having to, rush things, perhaps try to take more risks, and that just played into France's hands. They've just been so like a well-oiled machine, and they just played it. They played it right, and once they got up to 3-1, it became extremely difficult, and they've taken it. I mean, 5-0 in the first map. They just looked extremely strong, despite it going backwards and forwards. They looked extremely strong, and obviously losing Snakewater was a setback for them. And Germany, I don't know. I did feel Germany might be able to do it, but I don't know. Do you think overall, throughout the entire tournament, France are worthy winners?
Yeah, definitely. I think they've earned everything that they've won. And I don't remember seeing like a game where they won where I thought, wow, they got really lucky that they got that headshot or like something like that. Like it always felt really earned, right? Like even against England, where it was very close, it still felt like they were the better team, and England kind of got lucky off of some big plays by Stark. So just, I think as a team, France has definitely earned everything. And I'm actually really happy that they were able to win, because that's the kind of teams that I like to see win.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to be seeing them in Prem next season. Obviously, top 5 Rocket, winning high last season. They're going to be representing in the Premiership division. We got some logs. Obviously, the logs say 6-1. It's like Vita said, it really wasn't a 6-1 game. Those last 2 rounds coming kind of in dead time when the Germans had left the server. But once again, we're seeing it's one of the French players who, the French soldiers with the most damage. Got Callback this time, just out damaging Medico by about 100 damage, if that. Callback with 28 frags, Medico just behind in 26, but also with 28. And absolutely going ham in this game, Beta, was Blade, who in all of the maps has been, near the bottom of the scoreboard and just kind of playing a bit of a supportive role in comparison to, Blitzo, who's been kind of being a bit of the fragger. Blade with 28 kills, 22 assists, and just 11 deaths. He died less than anyone else on the server. He got more assists than anyone else on the server, and this the highest kills alongside Callback. A nice fat 4.5 KD. Blade
And 21 caps. So he just played the scout role, right? He also bottom damaged. I think he's okay with that. I don't think he cares.
That's a good point. He least damage, just 200 DPM, basically. He didn't stand out because I didn't see what was going on. I suppose he was just doing that role of just sitting back, capping. Okay, I've capped. Let's go and shoot all these players who've got 5 HP and get all the kills.
Yeah, it's like a textbook TF2 right there. I'm pretty sure if you're new to TF2 or you want to look how to play Scout, just find Blade's POV from this match and just look how he played, because that's probably the best recipe for success you could ever have. Just really well played. I don't think there were anyone that actually played poor in this map, but it was a very well played map. So
it was just kind of well calculated, back and forth. Teams just trying to outsmart each other, and in the end, it was just France who managed to just edge it. So, across the 3 maps, Peter, who would you say your man of the match is? And I don't know, from these 2 teams, who's your player of the tournament?
Oh, I don't know. Man of the matches? I don't actually know. It seemed like it was very swingy compared to a lot of things. Like, Brago seemed to be the best player on Germany overall. But also, I think Korvac might have just been the standout player. Like, he did really well for a roamer. And he created so much space, and he had so many big plays, and just the momentum that he managed to build for his team with those bombs might have just been kind of the secret hidden factor, and just also the amount of damage he managed to do, especially in the last 2 maps. So I might just have to go Korvac. Might seem a weird pick, but I think he might have been the most important player for France.
Yeah, Medico and Korvac often have quite similar stats, but when you consider Korvac gets far less heals, I'm just going to check to make sure how the difference. So Medico with 27 and Korvac only with 17. So yeah, definitely a difference there. I'd roll with that. Korvac has been consistently good in all 3 maps. And yeah, probably man of the game. I'm not sure if we've got anyone for interviews, Wiethoofd, if anyone is coming. Oh, we got problems with the mumble and stuff like that. Yeah, because I think Colony Mumble's down at the moment. We're having issues with getting people into Mumble. So, that's it. Beta, have you got anything to add after that game? Anything you want to say?
I guess I should mention that I'm finishing up the Nations Cup frag video. I'm maybe send you good frags. I saw some good air shots, some good kill streaks here and there. So if you want to get the final frags in from the final, then that's definitely something you need to do pretty quickly, because I am finishing it up. And then, of course, also, I think... Oh, we actually do have...
Hello!
Hey! Congratulations on Brack.
Thanks.
Hey, man. Big congratulations. Did you actually expect that you could win this entire tournament going into it?
Before we played England, we knew they were the favorites. So, like, obviously, we were expecting them to win. But once you beat the favorite, like, yeah, there's hope. Like, okay, we beat the best players, maybe we can do more and win. But yeah, we didn't expect to win right when we start the competition.
All right. So, why do you think you were eventually able to win out anyway, if you didn't expect going into it? Like, what was the factor that caused you guys to win the entire tournament?
England practiced for I-58, so that was they didn't practice as a team, so I think that's why we beat them with a bit of luck. And I think we were very keen. We practiced almost every day. We started a bit, so yeah, I mean we worked to win. It's not like a lucky shot, and we came prepared.
Yeah, so work pays off, kids. That's definitely the case. How going into Gollywash after losing the map before that, losing Snakewater, were you feeling confident at all?
Yeah, we knew Snake wasn't one of our best map, and we knew Gully was one of our best. We beat England on Gollywash, so we knew we could play well on this map. We have strong mids, we have strong players, like Kobak was amazing, Blade was amazing, and we knew we could do more. We just had to focus a bit more because Snake was a bit messy on our side. And yeah, I think we knew we would win in the end because versus England we won on the third map, versus Denmark we won on the third map, and both time it was on Gollywash.
All right, so that's basically your map then. Why do you think that France has been able to win the Nations Cup 2 times in a row? Is it just that you practice for it more than everyone else, or do you have something? Is there like a special, I don't know, nationalistic fervor that causes you to actually?
Maybe, I don't know. Like, we were lucky. Like, of all the best nations, I think France is the nation who lost his best players. Like, we didn't have Flippy, we didn't have Tech, Bull, like all these amazing players. And I feel like all the other countries had the players that played last time, and we knew we had something to prove, maybe a bit more than other teams. So maybe that's why we had that spirit to show. Yeah, you know, everyone think we're gonna lose versus Denmark, we win. Everyone think we're gonna lose versus England, we win. So maybe like their spirit, there is the spirit to show. Yeah, we're good enough.
All right, see, did you have any questions for Bragg?
I don't. I mean, you've covered everything I would have asked. I just say congratulations and well done. Like you said, you've kind of you've. There's a good way of putting it. Kind of, you guys are the new kids on the block now. Like, if people were to ask who's playing for France in the Nations Cup, I'm sure people would have said things like Flippy and Tech and T-Mac and all of the old school players. And I don't think many people would have been able to name your full lineup if they weren't aware of your team before. So for you guys to come out and do it against established players and established teams like Denmark, England, and Germany, you guys have done really, really well. So congrats.
Thanks. Well, I think our strong point is the fact that we almost all play for top 5. So we have that synergy that maybe other nations don't have, and maybe that's why we won in the end. Like, we got Blade inside of Neo and Scouts, but basically it's top 5 in France, and maybe that's why we got the edge on the other teams.
Just good. It's good practice for season 25 then.
Yeah.
It's kind of been like you've been warming up.
Yeah, right. Prem, easy.
Yeah. Are you gunning for Prem now? You've taken down all the other puny nations. Is it Prem now? Is it Prem that should be afraid that you guys are coming for them?
Well, we beat England with 4 Crowns player in it, so why not? But I think we're ambitious, but we're not retarded. We'll see what happens. We are confident, but it's our first season in Prem, so hopefully we'll do good. But let's just we won this thing. It's cool. We'll see next week what's going on.
All right. I think that's basically all we have here. So I'd just like to say congratulations once again. If you have any shout outs on Bragg, go ahead and fire those off.
Well, shout out to all the French national team. I think we used 11 out of 13 players, so everyone has a part in this win. Shout out to you, of course, because you casted all the games. That was really cool. And shout out to everyone who root for us, and shout out to Morzy.
All right. So that will basically be it from here. I think there's a certain Deutschland coming up. Is that right, Ceejaey? Pretty soon?
That's right. Yeah, it's less than a week now. This time next week. So it's Thursday, right? Yeah. So this time next week, a lot of people will be traveling from around Europe and meeting in Germany for Deutschland, which will be a Highlander land. Second year in a row. Last year we had it in the same venue, and we've got 10 teams going this year. There's some familiar faces if you're aware of Highlander. LOL you'll be aware of teams like Strong Opinions, High Panda, and Fair Enough, and some old teams like Team 9 are resurrecting and coming as well. So it should be really, really good to watch. Go and check out Deutschland.tf. There is a donation email if you're interested in sending any money towards the prize pool. We would all be very, very grateful. And of course, there will be action casted on Blackout Gaming TV for the future. And I do believe there's one cheeky shout out towards Wolf Machina, runner of Essentials.tf. It is his birthday today, so happy birthday to him. Get some Phil's birthday man in the chat. But yes, do check out Deutschland. It will start the 8th of September, and there'll be some cameras, and you'll be able to see what's going on, just like last year. So not as big as I-58, but it's it's Highlander, so of course it's going to be more entertaining, right?
Oh boy. I'm sure chat will be very civil about
It's right. All of the Sixes players have gone now, so I can say that without fear of getting beaten up.
Yeah, I guess we should also thank ETF2L for hosting the Nations Cup. It's always really a joy to both play and cast. It's always a very entertaining tournament that kind of happens on the down low once the seasons end and we are waiting for the next one. So it's always a really good tournament to go in there, and you can support your own country, and it just feels like it's one of those community things that, it helps build communities in different countries because it gets people interested because they can all cheer for their own country. So thank you, ETF2L, for hosting these. I definitely enjoy the hell out of them. But yeah, that's all I have to say for now.
All right, brilliant. Well, I suppose we'll leave it there. Congratulations once again to France. Back-to-back Nations Cup. I do believe the next Sixes Nations Cup will be in 2 years' time, unless the ETF2L decide to change their rules and have Sixes and Highlander Nations Cup at the same time. But maybe France will have to try the hand at Highlander next year and see if they can be the first team to win both at the same time. We'll have to wait and see. But thank you to Beta for casting with me, and Umbrak for joining us for interviews, and of course Wiethoofd for hosting this on his channel. Massive thank you to him for the amount of coverage he's put out of this Nations Cup when other channels couldn't. And he's been able to bring the games. At least some of the games were professionally casted. A couple of games were being casually casted. But at least you guys got to saw the games no matter what. So big thank you to Wiethoofd. Please do follow his channel. Big man. And please follow him on Twitter as well. So go and have a look. Give him all the support you can. He's a good guy. But this has been Wiethoofd.tv. That's right. .tv. And we've been casting the Nations Cup Grand Final. Thank you for watching. We can see you guys next time.